Search and destroy. They have yet to play that as a roster. We've been seeing them making plays. You heard the Des touch on it. 6-2 so far in this stage, but a majority of that being protocol. So I know you said LAT. All right, they don't want to make sure that they get caught off with this series. And you can already tell the map bans, like every single protocol is out of this one. So they're not going to come in here lightly. They know that these guys are shooters and they have to be prepared.
Nasty has been awakened by this SMG duo that's been running rampant in front of him. A 1.25 in the hardpoint this stage. He has been unbelievable and is definitely a candidate for MVP pending Vancouver could do the unthinkable. But it's minor two. It's the grand finals. We've got the Los Angeles Thieves taking on the Vancouver Surge. A Hacienda hardpoint to kick us off. Let's get it on.
Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a show for the ages. Non-stop progression out of the SMGs and the ARs definitely are going to be beaming. But already into the P1, you can see the Thieves dominating those hallway controls. Already find 4 dead, instantly flip the spawns, and now they're soaking up time.
An absolute perfect break off for LA. Neptune working on this side of the map, but unexpectedly does not really get prepped up for Envoy. Scrap also dealing with a little bit of a pinch. 04 trying to clean up the mess upstairs while also trying to keep his focus down towards the hard point. Pinch from Neptune will clear things out. 13 seconds of time for the Thieves, but they also still have the favorite side of the map.
Oh, but one player does spawn out. You already have a route being developed on the side of Nasty. Going to push his way right through the front door of P2. But he is in a very crucial position now. The stun is able to connect, still able to find the kill. You have the numbers to potentially win these trade fights. Neptune here needs a double.
Long range shots towards Scrap, backs him down. 04 should be able to get the freebie. Yep, follows up nicely, but chasing shadows are the Thieves coming right around the backside of the driveway. They're able to at least block the spawns for now. Neptune trying to get to work, and the kills come through perfectly just as 04 is about to spawn, so he'll spawn in. Nasty cleans up the front, and Vancouver have the hold.
That's a massive double right there out of Neptune to secure the back spawns for his team, and then Nasty able to win the gunfights through the front. Now you can hold this potentially for a full 60, but you can already see the kill feed for the Thieves and all of the space that they're taking. They find 2 kills. A couple players from Vancouver are going to spawn all the way towards well, but now you have the numbers. You're simply just going to get pinched on out. Clean break right there from LA.
Absolutely the case. Also, Scrap making sure any follow-up is paused. He's on a little bit of a chase as well over through Secret. Pistol out, has 04 in front of him, and just guesses the wrong corner, but still able to get the pistol whip through. Scrap time going to be good for LA. They'll still be down overall on the scoreboard, and these kills on elimination will keep things mixy as we head defenses.
Yeah, you already at least spawned 1 player out for Surge, but now with your teammates falling at the same time, they're going to get closer spawns over towards well. So Vancouver are going to be the team here early. Only Ghosty here to contest them. Wins the one-on-one gunfight. His teammates applying pressure from the back end. That's already 2 dead. Now you can hold it down because you know where the spawns are coming in for Vancouver.
Yeah, great timing up top for Envoy to win over Patio. But Abuza in and out of the map, able to at least contest and get the rest of Vancouver in. Yeah, same thing for Neptune. He gets a double. Envoy trying to follow up on the damage that had been dealt, but it leads into a 1v1, which Ghosty's able to win, and that'll keep LA in from the front.
And you already have a pinch on the horizon. Here comes Hydra, already in a position to set up these kills over towards 10. Ghosty just has to get the comm. Okay, they're overwhelming here. You got to come try to help. Finds a freebie onto Nasty. And that might potentially lead to the final 15 seconds in favor of the Thieves. You already have a player off the rotation in Ghosty, but he's not going to stay alive. He's surrounded by Surge. They should put themselves in a position to win the rotation over towards New. And you know, if you're the team early on here at P4, you usually walk away with a majority of this time.
Trophy systems also placed. That'll be fresh as LA try to set up their break attempt coming from the office side of the map. Nades and stuns up towards the hallway. Nasty recognizing that he has to hold this position and just finds himself tucked into a corner, but no, Hydra able to find the elimination. Now you've got the entry. Hydra trying to slide through. Ghosty denied entry. Scrap's able to find a couple on the lineup, but he's the last one standing and can no longer challenge.
Yeah, he wants to keep this map control. Hopefully the teammate's able to get closer into the fight before I start to send it on in. But here come the reinforcements for Vancouver. 2 for 2 trade underneath 04. Ghosted with the SMG. Is able to win that one-on-one. Leads to the Thieves finding a break potentially for the final 25. And it seems that off your mini-map, Vancouver are going to just chalk this one up or only contest from mid.
Yep. Just a couple of players trying to give one last slide in, and it will not be successful to break for the initial time of the scrap time. But the final 7 seconds will come through as Vancouver just forced the issue. Neptune also on rotation to P1, almost takes down 2. Ghosty there for the response in the trade. A 5-point game. Dead tied is essentially what we're looking at, and this has been everything as advertised. An absolute battle between these two squads as LA find 3.
Okay, now the adjustments need to come in for LA though, because they dominated this P1 last go around. They just could not shade it over towards P2. So basically it's dead tie game. Vancouver not with the preferred spawns when all the gunfights through the map. Now they're soaking up the time. Now they can get aggressive with these kills. Look at what it's doing to the Thieves players. 3 players already spawned out. If you're Hydra, you got to slow it down.
Oh, Nabuza just picking them apart as they try to enter over through patio side. Nasty, good read through spiral, cleans up the back, and this has been a fantastic P1 for Vancouver. Also still holding on rotation to do. Abuza still throwing his consideration, though, over the top of P1, and actually Thieves are going to run through Fire Hallway and make a little bit of a mess here on rotation, but Vancouver's holding decently and still spawning good.
Yeah, Thieves needed to be a little bit more aggressive with those kills. When you allow 04 to at least respond with 1, he secures the back spawns for his team, and now they can completely run away with this setup. 2-for-1 split. You do have one player from Vancouver who spawns out towards the front. Nasty's gonna have his hands full, but on 5 in a row, the guy is not missing bullets. Make it number 6, and he's still gunning down.
And he's got help from Neptune. What a read from Vancouver. An incredible start towards P1. They get about 30 seconds or so, and now you've got a clean rotation to P2. Vancouver looking good, trying to blow the lead. Wide open on this game as we head to a surge. Listen in.
Okay, Zig and well, take it down. I spawned deep, nice, by time. Yeah, we spawned deep.
Back after that.
Zig. I'm deep, bro.
He's challenging.
Nice, I'll be on the back. Zig, 1 HP, I can twice again.
That's fine, leave that time, we don't need it. He pushed out front, he apes rock quick.
Are you
Keep going,
right?
I'm pitching him.
Okay, fine.
Stop open.
Okay, I'll watch my top leg. Okay, go first.
He didn't get plat to me.
Close. He went close.
I'll watch my
He's
connector.
still off his envoy.
I'll watch my connector, bro. One's gonna flank, bro. Yeah, take you down, bro.
One's me well. I spawn well.
That's what you flank, bro.
Yo, 10 on.
Okay. Nothing flank late, bro.
That's you, Tim. Top
Top left, 3 times. That's
your plat, right?
Yeah, one plat.
We need to get office, guys.
Yeah, I spawn on them. I'm gonna flank. I spawn literally like low fire. I'm gonna flank fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna double back.
Give me a sec.
Wait.
Office, power.
Nice, that's one.
I'm pitching connector.
I spawn connector. Spawn on the back then. On the back, little right side corner and one team, bro. On your right, Baron.
Hey.
In the chat.
I'm secret.
Plat weak, plat set.
Take it down. I'm going for you, bro.
Top plat, top plat, he's gonna come in.
I got naded.
I'm gonna need, bro. One HP. I'm on his top left.
Nice.
Go you fast. Go top
I am.
Looking for Envoy on the row.
Yeah, that's gonna be the first one.
Open. What's our race?
I watch my top mid. Can't see shit, bro.
Yeah, slow down. Yeah, spawn here.
Absolute battleground over P3. Thieves now in position at P4 as we swap to an LA. Listen in.
Only one their side. Two mid. One shot on mid quick. He's gonna be top far open. Everyone's needs some of the time. Need it. No trophy. No trophy. Need it. Looking on the outer heading for a week. Need it at a time. I got needed as well. Outside dead. I have outer heading. Outer heading nasty dead. Outer heading over. Laying down outer. Their side actually. Laying down outer. Laying down outer. One shot that side. Oh good. I spawn well. One spawn P2. We all spawn well. They're spawning boat. One P2. Yep. Pitching their open. On top waterfall. Nothing low fire. Are we getting plat? You wanna hit this or no? Open. Yeah, I'm down to hit. Hold. I'm gonna finish fire. Are gonna be open. They're gonna be in open. Both. And then one P2. Checker. Nice. We'll get it open then. You're by yourself. Yeah, one more ult on me. One shot 04. One shot. Yo, it's both on ult. There's 2. Not them, but 04 plus 1. Okay, 2 more ult. Yeah, 2 more ult. One secret. 2 connects and 1 secret. Secret weak. Secret back up to you. Nice. I'm down their top close. They're flipping out. Weak all time. He's mid-side time, boys. Mid-side time. Inside time, dead. Nice. Probably open. He's going open. Top door closed. Right now. He's going running it close. He's running window. In the hall then. Once they're open. We're closing. I get open with you. Then we... Go kick it! Go, low fire connector, and one probably you. And that's side open. That's side open nasty. That's one P2. Wrap him back to fire. Nothing closed. We're gonna break B left. Yeah, I have left. One was open. Open that. I'm making time. I'm all left time. Nothing left. Like their side. Their side then. Missy one. Yeah. Top close. Secret. Nice. I'm going to pick up strong. Pick up well. You pick up well. No big thing. You. We 60 this. You fire. You, yeah, 2 on time. They get it done. Yeah, I'm gonna go get lobby. Yeah, I'll go get lobby.
60-point game. LA desperately need to hang on to the P2 side of the map just as the hard point opens. They're finding the kills they need to lock down spawns, Jay.
And this is where, if you are Vancouver, take your time. Do not rush this. Do not tunnel your way through the front door or side door. Start to develop on some of these long routes. Now you're going to have Nasty working deep towards fences. 0-4 trying to hit a water route, but it's instantly going to get sniffed out by Hydra. Is the nade going to connect? No, it's not. Abuza from the back end. Neptune from the back end. They find two. Now this is where you set up the pitch of your 0-4.
Oh, what a play from Envoy. Shuts down the choke, but still around the back. It's Nasty and 0-4, able to flip spawns and get in for a little bit of time. Thieves set up very quickly from the front, but Neptune and Abuza find themselves a double. Now it's just reading where the last two members are, and they know it's all coming through Zig. Abuza right there with it, and how about the full wipe? Surge, 13 seconds of scrap time looking good for them, and they've put this game maybe out of reach.
Yeah, this is game deciding time right here. The fact that Vancouver on their first attempt on the break take their sweet time and make it count. All of a sudden find themselves up by 70 points. Only need 19 kills going their way. Already having players contesting from top lap. A Hydra with that double shuts them down.
Should know Abuza is playing in through office. No, they do not. He finds one, takes his attention back into the hard point, and finds himself a second. The Surge can try to approach from the front, but the Thieves, able to hold on to high ground, will allow them to quickly get back into position. They have to receive this next hit, though, from essentially behind the hard point, and 0-4's on the pinch while the rest of the Surge are hitting from the front.
And this is exactly what 0-4 just does. He just bees a nuisance behind enemy lines, also finds another kill, opens up the front lane for his team, and then eventually comes back into the play and is able to find the break. Spawns flip for the Thieves over towards well. You gotta sprint forward. You gotta get in.
They're in for the contest, at least for now. Wallbang, though, out is Envoy. The next hit. This has to be in these last two members, and they will both fall simultaneously. If you thought they might be fake, they are absolutely for real. The Surge looking clean here in map number 1. Just need to rotate over to P4 for one more second. Nasty gonna be the first one here. Does he predict the right corner? Sure does. Cleans up the kill, and it's Vancouver that strikes first in the best of 7 finals.
Oh my God, Vancouver, just the way that they play Hardpoint, it's like that there's 10 of them on the map at once. There's non-stop aggression, there's non-stop pressure, and there's so many players that you have to account for, because one time they're here, and the next 5 seconds they're in a complete different position, just causing mayhem in those respawns. But the turning point in this game was just how dominant Vancouver were at P2. We're talking about initially to start the game, Thieves rotated early. But then you just can't find a trade onto Nasty. Neptune finds a double to secure the back spawns. Second go around, Vancouver rotated early. They held it for about 35 to 40 seconds before Thieves can even attempt the break. But then in that final attempt there, where the Thieves needed that to have the response back into this game, to make it a barn burner, to close out this map number 1, just Vancouver, no. All right, we're up 60. There's no need to rush. There's no need to panic here. Someone take a long route. And you saw that even though 0-4 got sniffed out over towards water, not giving up his life for free allows that play to develop the way that it did. Your teammates win a gunfight towards the back. 0-4 eventually flies it from the front door and finds 2. And they were able to hold down that hill for basically a majority of like 120 seconds between the 3. That is just unbelievably played right there on the Surge. I was expecting Thieves to have better setups in those situations, especially when they're not getting non-stop action through the front door or side door. But they were just getting picked apart. Vancouver was simply not losing gunfights. They take map number 1.
There's just no bad challenges, it felt like, from Vancouver throughout the map. Even when they were in bad spots, you know, yes, a couple of moments that you have to take really unadvantageous fights, but they're not just running in one by one at any moment in time. Everyone is always there in a position to help, get trades, and make life difficult on the Thieves, just not allowing them to snowball at moments. Because there were a couple of times, I think especially early in that P2 or that second rotation to Hills, where it looked like Thieves were just playing a better macro game, getting themselves over to P3 both times first, winning a couple of key eliminations on rotation, but it's still moments where 0-4 is the last one alive, doesn't give up his life, doesn't force any gunfights. How can I use this position to help my team when they come off spawn? It leads to that break around P3 that we saw. I mean, there's so many individual moments where it is just so synergistic, and these guys are absolutely well-oiled and playing phenomenally.
And you can just tell, looking at the game flow, like it was basically a back and forth game until we got to the second half of it. When you go from P3 to P4, where the score is 132 to 177, you're thinking, okay, if you're the Thieves, we just found the 2 initial kills. The last 2 players are 0-4 and Neptune. They pop 4 in a 2v4 scenario, and are able to successfully hold down that remaining jump time to grow that 60-point lead, then all you need to do is take your sweet time off the rotations, find your picks, win your one-on-one gunfights, and that was truly the difference maker, because you're expecting the playmakers on the opposing side for LA in Hydra and Envoy to be hitting those long routes, try to win those one-on-one gunfights. They just weren't having as much success as 04 and Neptune doing it. You even saw it at that ending P3 with 04 taking a deep route, wins a one-on-one, blocks the spawn, comes back into the play, wins another 2, and then reads the play that also spawns in the back. They just seemingly understand everything about the game right now. Rambo Ray is doing a fantastic job over there.
It's chef's kiss. But now we have to take the conversation into this triple decker of Vault, starting with the search and destroy, of course, for map number 2. I think the thing that's been really impressive about Vancouver is their speed, their tempo has obviously helped them a ton in respawn, but their playbook looks deep when it comes to what they want to do on search and destroy. Vault is not exactly the most dimensional map. It's pretty much, you know what you're going to get. A couple of fluctuations in how you break off, both offensively and defensively. Maybe how you set up your post plant, whether you're trying to play for contest or retake defensively. But largely everything circles around what happens at A. How do you see a more one-dimensional map possibly favoring a Thieves squad? Or maybe it just continues to be Vancouver just surprising everybody and finding a way to take this search as well.
Well, we watched Thieves recently in one of their matchup versus Cloud9 walk away with this with pretty much ease. Like, they were finding a lot of success with their early bomb plants. Post plants were basically flawless, and then their retakes, like, they just gathered information, realized, okay, they planted it, no one went towards the side, let me just stick the defuse. They're very quick under the decision making so far in Major 2 qualifiers in their search and destroy. But the only thing that scares me now, if you are Vancouver, who have been phenomenal in their S&D so far in this stage, they just simply have not played Vault yet. And the reason why I say that is because a map like Vault, like you said, is very one-dimensional. You usually just want to bombard your way into A to play for those opening kills, where they usually find a lot of success in that first blood column. But usually when you're watching 04 and Neptune, they like to let these rounds develop. They like to read setups, find openings. 04 found 4 first bloods in his previous series versus Toronto by just sneaking his way through. On a map like Vault, you really don't have a lot of opportunities like that. You just usually got to win your initial gunfights right off the rip, and you're going to stand a pretty good chance at walking away victorious. But it's just like, you can never be prepared for what Vancouver are going to throw at you. Even though they have yet to play the map, I still expect them to have a good understanding of how they want to walk away successful here.
Yeah, it's interesting because the map selection, this is actually Vancouver's choice. And it is, I know, again, the curiosity part is the fact that they haven't played it yet. So there's got to be something in the mix where you talk about the SMGs are the ones that are really kind of dominating. However, I say that, and the KD leaders going for both these two squads throughout the search have largely been off of these guys. Now, to be fair, Nasty, because they played so much Protocol, has rocked into a third SMG a handful of times, but still, he has been unbelievable. And I think mostly when you look at his opening duel win percentage, he's getting involved in a multitude of ways, and he's finding a lot of success.
Hey, that helps, man, especially when you got 2 SMGs who are not afraid of any of the situations they get put into. Just have Nasty watching over, like you said, switching between that AR and SMG, depending on the pace that they want to set. But this is what LA Thieves are looking forward to in this best of 7, improving in their search and destroy. You know, that is what cost them at Major 1. Potentially have 3 in this series. But this is where you need to have a bounce back, because the way that Vancouver played it, at least in that respawn, they can take you down in all of them.
Absolutely the case. Also, just based on how this stage has gone, not only has Nasty found success in the opening duels, the entire team has. They are currently the #1 team in stage 2 at being able to secure first bloods. Now, their conversion percentage hasn't been particularly great, but they are finding a lot of success getting early numbers. How does that transition into the conversation about Vault, a map they have yet to play? Nades over the top for the defense did land, but this is going to be about trying to contest deep through Vault stairs here for Vancouver. A couple of nades will push them off from being able to get a plant, but LA is going to rewrap the map.
And that already is playing the mind games versus Thieves. They had a lot of success getting that bomb down instantly versus Cloud9, but the early contestant now makes it where Thieves have to make those mid-round adjustments, and currently they trapped themselves in towards mid.
And Vancouver have some really good awareness surrounding this. Nasty in a little bit of trouble, tries to back away, but there's nowhere to go. On the cross, Abuz is able to at least find one on the trade. This is not a play that involves the bomb for LA. So they still could wrap back, but 04 is in position. And he may catch Scrap right as he tries to slide through. Oh, just trying to bait him into it. And yep, 04 finds the kill before Neptune will drop the follow from LA. Also stuck at the front door. Hydra tries to slide in, finds the first, but can't turn for the second. 04 still alive and kicking. A couple extra shots come through. The pistol out, but the follow-up is there. Vancouver take the opener.
It's beautifully played. Beautifully played. Even though LA found that first blood, it was an instant response there for Abuza. And then if you're LA, you know that, all right, Abuza's in that angle. There's most likely going to be someone in towards R. We probably can't get this bomb down towards B. As they send 2 players to wrap their way back over towards Pool. Scrap was trying to pinch on the opposite side of Vault. But the double stack setup from Neptune and 04 simply shuts it down. So they're able to secure the first round.
It's just so wild that this Vancouver team is looking this locked in, not making like new team mistakes when it comes to moments like that where your defense is getting pushed around a little bit and you still receive the second hit so darn well. First blood comes through but immediately traded. Early 3v3. But Vancouver have gotten through the A site and they're gonna get a B plant here, Jay.
This is perfect. Like, you gain all the info. There's non-stop pressure over towards Pool. So let's just get the hell up out of there and go plant it over towards B. Thankfully, Scrap is able to find one on the exit. Numbers in favor of LA, but both players from Vancouver are simply spread.
Oh, yeah. 04 is going to get caught. He needed to get at least one. So now Abuza is going to trust that he has an angle over the top of the bomb. Scrap is the one trying to play through street side with him. A couple of tags have already come through. There's the nade over the top. Able to at least get some extra damage onto Scrap. The headshot's good, but oh, Ghosty, long range. Just able to lock down Abuza before he hit the deck for cover. And that'll allow a successful retake for LA.
Yeah, you gotta believe Abuza's gonna go to Abuza's house and try to clutch up on one of these rounds. Almost make something out of nothing. The nade good enough to have Scrap weak. The wall bank's good enough for the second kill, but just a third player. You didn't account for not enough ammo in your gun to try to play your life. Great shots, great timing out of OC. Drop on out.
Yep. Well placed nade. Helps out not just for one, but also the damage onto Envoy. And yeah, if he hits the deck right there and resets that battle, there's a very real possibility that he just locks down that position and finds himself a 1v3 by way of essentially firing range. But not the case. LA now on to their next offensive attempt. Same route here from Hydra. Here's the nades bounce, stays safe from it, and will just get to work immediately going for a plant. Ghosty in trouble, pushed off from the backside of P2, and Vancouver may think about trying to get an early contest, but may have missed their window for it.
Yeah, Scrap whips out an SMG. Him and Hydra are going to be that duo inside the site. Nash is just going to use the tax to try to open up the lane over towards Pool. He realized no one's here, but Envoy strikes for the first.
Yeah, and Envoy will tuck himself into a corner. Another shoulder comes through. Neptune not able to follow up on it, but Abuza does clear him out eventually. So good isolation, but this took a lot of time. Nasty clears out the backside of P2. Scrap now will be known that he has an SMG in play. He actually found that kill a little bit deeper away from the site. Neptune right on in. Hydra finds the first. Snaps over for the second. Ah, beautiful finesse from the French phenom, and LA get 2 in a row.
Yeah, well played right there out of LA. You get the bomb down instantly. That's what you were trying to do in round number 1. Vancouver trying to contest their way through Pool, but just initially showing presence on that side slows them down on that retake. And Envoy strikes for the first blow, but then Hydra, the closer, on site, lays down right behind it and is able to cast a double to secure the round.
Good stuff from LA. Putting the pressure on Vancouver, not allowing them to just finesse around the outsides of the map. Neptune with a bomb. Yet to secure an elimination. Actually just drops it. And once again, Vancouver have eyes over towards B Street. Nasty's going to see one on the cross. That's good information, though. There's a player around the back in the form of Scrap, who does find first blood. 04 also held at mid-map. Not a good opener here for Vancouver. They're a bit stuck, but Neptune has created space to possibly keep moving over towards B.
Yeah, big kill by Neptune to even up the numbers. Still somewhat know that LA Thieves at least showed presence over towards Pool, so you're going to take your time on this repositioning out of Abuza. But both the SMGs going to work in.
Clean. Scrap will get caught inside the A site. Ghosty the entire time was responsible for B, so this LA defense has been thin over the top of the A site. Hydra lucky to be alive, just on 13 points of health. Ghosty up and over. Nice movement from Abuza, who gets the pistol out. Hydra finds one on the other side of the map, though. This would be a 1v3 for him. He's trying to chase down Abuza. Oh, and they miss each other. 2 ships passing in the night. So now Hydra has to take his attention into the site itself where Abuza has joined 04. The initial slide through makes it messy, and the follow-up is right there. Good help from Abuza. Vancouver respond.
Yeah, great response right there out of Vancouver, because I thought initially once that first flood goes down and Nasty gets isolated, you have no pool control. You're most likely thinking if they have pool, they're probably in that A site. But they catch the timing onto Scrap on the drop down. They're able to put themselves in a position to secure the round, but Abuza with the movement. You saw how difficult it was watching it from Ghosty's POV. A little bit more simple on the side of Abuza, but big kill, secures the round there. Tie game.
LA has had the same break off towards A just about every single round. And it'll be the same once again. Scrap the one to get in first. Hydra follows up with the bomb, and they're immediately going to go for the plant once again. No contest again for Vancouver. This time there's a trophy system for the Thieves post plant.
Yeah, stuns and nades are not going to be effective in towards this site. We got to try to isolate onto a player, and they might have just drawn the perfect guy. Ghosty's just going to try to back on out. Nade is able to connect to slow him down. You have a little bit of assistance here, but Nasty gets the better of Envoy.
Well, the thing about it is Ghosty's still playing on the outside of the back of really this P2 spawn area, but the problem is he's so far outside the picture that it really falls onto what Scrap can do in and around the point. Tries to come back to the bomb, not going to be able to. Now it's just down to Ghosty, and they know he is forever away, and there's just not an angle for him to play through pool. This is going to take maybe too long. Ghosty on the way in. Does he get here to channel in time? No, he doesn't. Kill comes through regardless. Vancouver take the edge.
And I love the way that Vancouver are playing this. Usually when you're the team on defense, you know, all right, they're most likely going to plant the bomb, man. We got to try to contest it. We got to get in there. But they are just working the outskirts of these A site, isolating these players on the outside, and then eventually forcing them to change their post-plant setup and finding the advantages on their end. It all starts with the first blood that Nasty's able to secure, because then you see what it does to that LA setup. Someone's got to back out. You got to put yourself in a position to watch the outside of pool. You already knew that Ghosty was all the way in the depths of your spawn. So they know we found first blood. We have the numbers in sight. We're good. Simple as that. Vancouver secure the round.
Back and forth we go. This time something a little bit more orthodox from Vancouver as they just dive into the A site, but Neptune taking an extra step forward, seeing if he can catch any Thieves defenders just by trying to poke through the hole in the floor. Doesn't see anything. Back over towards B Street. Neptune on the hunt. They've got damage onto one. Does he pick the right corner? He does. Envoy will drop for first blood, but the trade is there, and Scrap has found an isolated kill onto 04 as well.
Yeah, that was a big kill onto 04 because he was the bomb carrier. He was trying to get that bomb down at B for free. Now into 3v2, instant 2v2 with Abuza finding that kill, but the pressure's still going to be on him.
Oh, and he's got shots of Scrap and a follow-up. Oh, Hydra! Just able to catch Abuza before he was likely able to double up. So now to the 1v1. 35 seconds on the clock, and Nasty's going to track backwards towards the bomb.
Yeah, if you allow this bomb to go down at B, this is going to be a very difficult retake if you are Hydra. Nasty clears a little bit of space, but just going to plant it on the outskirts. Multiple different angles he can watch it from.
Hydra quick to make his way through connector and immediately onto the B side. He knows that this is going to be likely a play over towards Art. He's just going to hop it. What a call from Hydra. Nasty's thinking he's going to go hunting. Does he get there and see him underneath the van? Oh, not quite. Hydra just sticks it, secures the defuse. Nasty can't quite get into position to find the cheeky angle.
And there's so many spots you can watch the bomb site from, Alan. He just decided to not play any of them. He just was playing the timing, knowing that you're going up against Hydra. He's most likely going to be looking for the kill. But a couple times now, Hydra said, all right, Scoot trying to locate where they are. I'm just going to stick defuse, and it works out.
Back to Old Faithful here for LA. This time, Hydra's trying to play up at Palms. 04 catches him. Ghosty was the one who was supposed to be helping on the balcony play, but there's just too many Surge defenders. Now he's worried about the flank. And the Thieves are stuck. They are stuck in the mud right now.
Yeah, you can't plant the bomb. Unless you're going to take the risk, and Envoy's going to do it.
Wow.
Now that Scrap has your other angle covered. Bomb is going to get planted. Vancouver in the 4v3 looking for the retake.
Oh, Neptune's going to inch up towards P2. Has Ghosty seen him? Doesn't seem to have. The isolation is good. Numbers in favor of Surge. The clock, though, starting to tick in this 4v2. Abuza shut down initially by Scrap, but the trade is there. Just down to one, and Envoy could only find the first. And Vancouver continue to bully this Thieves offense around the outskirts of the map.
Yep, they found another first blood. Instantly slow down their play call. Because you're thinking, all right, we got all 4 players up. The bomb isn't going to go down. We can catch a timing. But this time, just the perfect blind counter. That's 2 defenses now where they played through B Street. 2 defenses now where they played through Pool. That one with the first blood allows them to obviously have the man advantage. Read the post plant setup. Isolate onto the player in the back. And then just win the trades in towards the point. So now Vancouver have a slight edge.
Yeah, this is a big round right here for the Thieves. As things are starting to trend in favor of Vancouver. Another quick action. Wow, Scrap. Quick to pull the gun off. Neptune trying to follow up, but there are a lot of Thieves defenders here, and he's going to be overwhelmed. First 2 eliminations plus the bomb carrier have already fallen. Abuza taking away a lot of space at B Street, but cannot find a kill, and he has to back away.
Yeah, this is not going to be an easy round to try to find success in. Ghosty's going to get the better of Nasty. Now Abuza left in the 1v4. Bomb all the way in their spawn, and you still got Hydra roaming around in the RC car. There's just not going to be a really big chance that he takes this one.
Yeah, Abuza just looking for something over the middle of the map, and well, he finds it, but it's 2 players sliding at him. Easy finish. A flawless round for LA. Exactly what they need. We get locked back in at 4 apiece.
Yeah, back and forth. In this search and destroy. 04 tries to make another play. But Scrap with another first blood shuts him down. Neptune tries to make up for it. He gets taken care of. First 10 seconds right there. Decides the round, and LA Thieves are able to tie the game, but they need to have a response here for this attacking now, because they usually love to get that bomb instantly down, have a 4v4. But the way that Vancouver are playing it is that even if you get the bomb down, we know there's players on the outskirts. We're just going to isolate for that first kill.
It's going to be a battle at the top hallways. Both teams, the trophy systems in place. Oh, but the nades are just too much. Little bounce pass into Ghosty's face from the frag from 04. Doesn't stop Envoy from planning, but the RC behind the play. Finds a second elimination. Another 4v2. Retake moving its way quickly into A. Envoy's trying to wrap around the back with Scrap. Abuza melted, but you have to check for the bomb. Nasty watching the angle. They almost line up. Scrap has done his job, and now it's on to Envoy to find the final 2. 04's seen him. Another shoulder comes through. Nade will land, but Envoy's been pushed back. Initial hop for the defuse started, but then got pulled back. Envoy, here he makes his move, trying to come back forward. Does he kill off enough time? No, he doesn't. Neptune secures the kill and the defuse. Vancouver's gonna be on map point.
Oh, Neptune. What a heads up play, because it got me a little bit nervous when he instantly decides to hop off of that bomb, but you would rather have both players with their guns up, ready for the gunfight, than one player not. Just the perfect timing here. I don't know if 04 is able to have him a little bit weak. He had to have, because Neptune hit him with 3 to 4 bullets. You almost allow a 2v4 clutch to get away from you. But the time simply was not on Envoy's side, especially when 04 was able to gain the info. As we take a look at the RC car, Hydra usually has phenomenal movement, but could not get away from the explosive vehicle. Game point, Surge.
I love the idea of it. Flood nades through the top hallway, RC behind it. Works out beautifully. Neptune cleanly into A. Nades from the Thieves. Don't want them to really hit at all because they're running it down middle. Nasty gets caught. Abuz is now the next one in trouble. Trying to find an angle to see if he can catch someone on the cross, but LA has held their ground for now. 04 sticking for the plant, but Envoy's found a second 4v2.
Yeah, Neptune tries to make up for it in the one-on-one. Unfortunately, does fall. Now in the 4v2, make it a 1v4. Abuza snap good enough for the first, but just too many players from the Thieves still alive. And they are able to force the round 11 with the aggression right through bottom mid. They know that Vancouver haven't really been a team so far on this map. They just instantly put that bomb down. They are waiting for these rounds to slowly develop, but that time just the pace changing way too much to handle. Nasty gets caught off guard. Abuza left out to dry over towards Pool. And LA Thieves, adjustments, now force around 11.
How about it? Around 11, map 2. It's been a lot of defense, Jay. It's been a lot of retakes. Neither team has really cared much about the bomb being allowed to get planted, but these post plants have been absolutely foiled. It's going to be Vancouver on the round 11 offense.
This is what you might just have to Catch him off guard. Instantly try to go for this bomb plant.
Whoa. 3-man stack here for the Thieves up top. Does Abuza get a read on it? Oh, he sure does. Backs away. Can he keep his life? The hunt is on. Abuza down to 5 HP. The burst through the doors. Hydra finds the first blood, but look how quick Vancouver are. They're trying to get over to B. Can they be allowed to plant this? Losing gold, they gain art, and they're going to go for the 3v4 both plant at B.
And this is the biggest gunfight of the map right here. 0-4 versus Envoy. Envoy's able to get the better of him, and Envoy lines up a double. 1v4 for Neptune finds the first.
Second up top. Oh, the shots are decent, but cannot find the kill. And in a map that was heavily decided by who gets defense, LA find themselves on the better side of the map. And it's just a mad dash through the middle that they catch out Abuza, and from there on out, there just wasn't an option for Vancouver on the map.
A pace change up in those final 2 rounds for LA. Just set the tone. They know that Vancouver have been working towards this A-type, but they take their sweet time. They send it right through the middle. 3 players are able to gain info onto Abuza, and even though Abuza had manners, closes the door behind him, Hydra knows, I'm still gonna go flying and get this kill for the first blood. He was only able to find one in that entire round 11 search to destroy. But the biggest one came at the biggest moment. You find that first kill, you put yourself in the man advantage, and then even though the bomb gets down at B, with Envoy hitting such a long route to wrap back over towards Art, and just catch that timing on a 0-4, that solidifies the round because he was going to be their safety net. We know 0-4 is always going to put himself in position to make plays. But once you take care of him, Envoy also finds a second, and that is a GG on the round. LA responding to search and destroy, a much needed one to tie the series up.
All defense for the most part there in map number 2, a round 11 thriller. We head back to the dash before we set up the rest of this best of 7.
What a tempo change, as you two mentioned. LA Thieves steal the search and destroy after it looked like Vancouver might go up 2-0 in this best of 7. Can we start, though, with Envoy? Because everyone's going to credit Hydra. Great play in that final round. He gets the first blood.
Yeah.
Envoy drops 1,800 damage. He only goes +1. 1,800 damage with 2 first bloods. The man was insane in search.
He's just always involved, man. I mean, you can always count on Envoy to make huge plays. And, you know, that was an unusual S&D, though, guys. Like, so many defenses were being won. I mean, early on, you saw Surge kind of, like, wanting to push all the way over towards ammo, converge on them. And then when you get that bomb down, we're just going to pinch you out and make huge plays down low bottom vault. Well, LA Thieves started to mirror that at the end, and they ended up running away with it.
It reminds me of the question I got asked yesterday was, in round 11, would you rather be on the attack or defense? Well, in this situation, you'd want to be on the defense. Unfortunately for Vancouver Surge, they do pull the attack in that round 11, and not to knock them, they're a good attack team, but when it came to this map, it was just the way it was playing out. The retakes from the side of Vancouver Surge were so good in the early half of this game. It's just the aggression from LA Thieves, and obviously that 1v1 Hydra versus Nasty, that Ninja Diffuse is going to sit with them for a while.
And I thought this was Vancouver's game after round 9, and then this happens.
Yeah, I mean, right here, like, if 0-4 is able to get this kill, they potentially win. I actually love the pivot that Surge made, right? Like, you lose a player, like, okay, we're going to instantly go B and just get the bomb down. They get it down. They actually get to the building safe.
Yeah.
It's just 0-4 ends up getting killed by Envoy there. Is the player you highlighted making a huge play, taking his time, knowing that if he wraps all the way around here, if he catches this kill, they'll win this round.
Ali, in Madrid, we went to a Game 7, round 11. This one shaping up to be a good one with 2 more doses of Vault coming up. What are your expectations? Will we see one team go up 3-1?
Absolutely. I mean, we're gonna have to see a team go up 3-1. But for me, like, I'm so impressed by the Surge in that map number 1 Hardpoint. Like, there is no reason we shouldn't go 7 after their performance.
And what do you got for me from the respawns?
Yeah, let's talk about this Hardpoint. I mean, nobody would have predicted it to be 1-1 and LA Thieves winning SD and then Surge winning the HP, right? But we're going to talk about how Surge is actually this good at Hardpoint. They have a ton of rules, Rambo Ray implementing these things, and they're abiding by them, okay? So we're going to be on board here with Nasty. He's in scrap time right now, and this is a simple play, right? We're going to do a pinch and push. So he's going to pinch, and then they're going to push, right? But it goes bad, right? The players up here, they lose this trade battle, and the only player remaining from this fight is Abuza, okay? So you have to pivot. What are we going to do? When all the players spawn back here with Nasty as he's setting up the pinch, right? You have one player that is dead on the side of LA Thieves. That is Hydra. And before the hill pops, we have to identify where he's at. and find that kill before we decide to push over towards the hill. So you're going to see how everybody reacts here. It's beautiful. So Abuza slows down. We lost the fight. All the players spawn on top of Nasty on the bottom side of your mini-map. And then right here, they know the old time was still going, so Hydra got this bad spawn out over here. What are we going to do? You see everybody actively looking for him. You're going to see Abuza try to go over here to try to get figure out where he's at. And you're going to see Neptune come up and actually find that kill before we decide to challenge this time on the hill. Just awesome played by them. You can see they have these rules that they're abiding by and an instant reaction to the spawn out to give yourself an advantage before we push over.
It's kind of the opposite of what we saw in the last series where it was 04 constantly slipping behind.
Yeah.
Surge isn't letting anybody pass them.
It's wonderful to see. And then even right here, Thieves get another chance at a big break here. And you see Neptune dies. He gets a little bit aggressive, calculated risk, but Surge are still able to just respond instantly. And when it does get mixy, you got guys like 04 and Neptune who can come back and win some big ones.
I would love to like sit in for a full Hardpoint and listen to Vancouver's comms because they've got to have some of the best comms in the league. That was a great breakdown.
They just took down Toronto, who we said had some of the best comms in the league for years. Now we find out, is Vancouver the best team in the league? They have to win 3 more games before LA does. We have 2 more doses of Vault, Red Card, Search and Destroy, Hacienda, Control, and Skyline if we get to that Game 7. Nameless, they won't see us until the end of Game 6, so what's your prediction?
I still got LA Thieves, man, but I will say, like, the more and more we keep watching the Surge team up against the top squads, they are so clean. And, like, even in that, what we just watched in Drawn Conclusions, like, they're on point. It's possible that they might just run away with this.
LA Thieves in.
I'm still sticking Thieves, but y'all bullied me thinking that they might be a little bit better than Atlanta right now. I'm just saying.
It's crazy to say. We haven't seen these guys.
This team is serious. We just have to see them on land.
On local area network.
I have played on local area network. Thank you very much.
Probably
That's why I got my job. What? All right.
Well, listen, we'll see them on land. I think that they're going to be very good, but I have to see it translate to land play every single time.
If you want to see these two fight live, we'll be on YouTube later. For now, though, we have to send it over to Shift and Study for Call of Duty.
Unbelievable.
Let's just leave the comments about Ali getting slammed on land.
It's not even true.
So don't worry, I was slamming Wheeler. All right,
you have one chip.
Thank you, Jay.
Guys, Jay has one chip.
You suck, Wheeler. You suck, bro. You suck.
Wow.
All good, man.
That's cold.
Suck, man.
That's cold.
It's kind of embarrassing.
Get them out of here. Let's get over to the business end of this. We've got Vault Control. Here's the storyline. It may just be as simple as this. LA in Stage 2 haven't lost the control yet. Doesn't matter what map it's on. They're looking like they very well may just be masters at the mode. So let's use that as kind of our pinch point here. What do you look for Vancouver to try to stop that spree, steal away map number 3 here?
It's going to be very difficult because even though LA haven't really played Vault so far in this qualifier, they're still one of the top teams on it. The best team on attacking side, 3rd overall on defense on the side of Vancouver. The thing that they tend to struggle with a little bit is going to be attacks where you're simply just getting outslayed in certain scenarios. We cannot have that. You can make up for it in the segments, but there's certain situations where you're allowing SMGs to get lost in your base and you simply are not keeping track of them. That wasn't the answer, or at least the call in map number 1. They kept up in the slaying, but on Control where you had to start to check all these corners, make sure you're predicting right, winning some insane one-on-one gunfights, even maintain map control. That's what Vancouver need to focus on. Where Hydra is gone, where Envoy is gone, because we saw in that last series, they have times where they just don't die for like 2-3 minutes at a time.
Be the case. The thing about this LA squad is that it's a full picture, but there are individuals that have absolutely stood out. And I think you look at just what you've gotten out of Envoy and Hydra. Again, we've talked a lot about Hydra waking into what we know he can do, and getting into his potential, and raising the ceiling of this team has put them into a spot where they look untouchable. And that has not just existed because Hydra's playing well. It's also allowed Envoy to kind of focus on his role a little bit more, and he's also stepped up in a major way. Both the SMGs, I think, have really been the key factor for this LA team being as dominant as they have been to this point.
Yeah, they just have a perfect understanding of the game. Okay, we killed 3 people. Let me go put myself in a position to at least catch 2. Make it easier for my teammates coming off the respawn, and still not really allow Vancouver or anybody who that they play to dominate that map control. If you can see on the side of LA, currently on a 6-game win streak in Control. Without question, the best respawn team in the game so far, 5-0 this stage. But you just never know. You just never know when you're going up against this Surge roster.
Yeah, and it does feel like in this series, the controls very well may be the difference maker here. I kind of felt like the same thing when we talked about Vancouver playing up against Atlanta. The S&Ds were going to be the question mark. They were able to win both of them. That's going to be, I think, the key in this best of 7 for Vancouver. Can you hang with LA on their best mode? We're about to find out, as Neptune has already gotten to work, making his way to the high ground by way of the diving board, and it's going to be just full focus towards the hallways, which Ghosty picks up on the pinch and forces Vancouver to try to dive on into the first point, which is A, and they get stuffed.
And that's a perfect start right there from LA, because if you're Vancouver, you're expecting at least 1 or 2 players to go over towards Sapcat. LA Thieves say, screw that, let's just send everybody through the middle of the map. So they waste a lot of time trying to locate what that setup was looking like, and that leads to Thieves now are just running away with it in the kill feed. Yeah. Envoy in your base on 3-0. Yeah, you got to turn around and take care of it.
Yeah, we got to get these trades very, very quickly if you're Vancouver. Nasty's trying to open up the map a touch, but they can't get out of spawn. Not cleanly, at least. Oh, my gosh. If Scrap wins that one, holy cow. Hold me. I'm scared. Envoy on 5 in a row. We heard him in the interview after they played their first series. He's just pushing out spawns, finding kills. Pushing out spawns, finding kills.
That's just all he needs to do. There's only 22 seconds left. You don't even have a single segment if you are Surge. Hydra here trying to contest. He is going to fall, though, and that leads to 3 dead. So it should guarantee at least the first segment here for Vancouver. Scrap able to at least find one to alleviate the pressure a little bit. Now he's not going to slow down. He instantly flanks through the big door. At least Ghosty does. And that sets up his teammates to just fly in and potentially find the rest of them.
Clock continues to tick for now. Hydra comes back to the gunfight. Locks down onto 04. Second tick is secured, though. Hydra working on the pinch. Not hit by that Semtex. Coming off spawn, though, 04 keeps safe the pinch in from the front. Envoy is shut down. Scrap gets pushed back, and we get an extra 60 seconds to work with if you're Vancouver.
Yeah, but this is a scary moment. Thankfully, Scrap is able to win that one-on-one. Because all the map control was currently in favor of Vancouver, but you're starting off the fights. Now your teammate's going to fill the lanes. Now you only have a minute to work with if you are Vancouver. Just going to slow down around this mid-map area, hoping that the players off the respawns to find a little bit of success you can set up on that pinch.
Abuza stepping up, has a player right around the corner, finds the kill, but it comes at the cost of a couple of friends around the backside of the streets. And with Envoy playing over towards gold, he's going to force the rest of Vancouver to spawn behind B2, which is not where you want to be. 12v5, only one more respawn going to be available, and that's going to go to Abuza. Neptune will not see the rest of this round. And this is just, I think, too much to overcome if you're Vancouver. So likely just the 3 ticks of progress unless something goes massively awry.
Yeah, Envoy's just doing whatever the hell he wants in Abuza's home. Like, yeah, Abuza's going to have something to say about that. At least hopefully he wants to. Because Envoy was the dictator on this round. Potentially going to end it on 5 in a row, but Nasty, good shots all the way across the map to at least take care of him. That's only going to be 3 segments here on the first attack for Vancouver. We said it before the map, they needed to be able to keep slaying. It's just hard to keep track of players who are just changing positions in your base, finding kill after kill.
Yeah, you lose the break off like that if you're Vancouver, and the round is almost over at that point. I mean, it's just too many lives get thrown away just trying to get out of spawn. That's what LA is going to do to you, though. Clean break off leads to spawn kills, leads to time off the clock, and from there, it just kind of snowballs out of control. Salvaging 3 ticks of progress, though, not terrible. It now just kind of calls upon you to, again, step up, essentially return to sender. Do what you can to do the exact same thing to LA.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. But LA, you could even see it on the defensive side. They know how to finesse with their lives, how to be annoying when they need to, how to put themselves in position to make it easier for their teammates. Only need 3 segments to make up for here. Obviously, the break off and every single control is going to be a big part. This time, they're just going to play it a little bit more spread.
Trophies on both sides. Neptune gets the opener. Nasty following up. Hydra trying to work along the back. Neptune's read this, though. A dance with the van, and Neptune just wiggles his way around the gunfight. But Ghosty gets through B Street. Pinch on the way from Nasty. That will stop the rest of the Thieves from being able to get over to the zone and help Ghosty out, and he will eventually be dealt with. Hydra trying to take his place in through square here, and he actually will find 2, so that'll open up space here off spawn for Thieves to just take the overextension back around the point.
Yeah, and Hydra already puts himself in a position towards back guard. Yeah, 04, you're not going to be ready for that. And if you had a player coming up the respawn alongside him, does Neptune decide to play for it? So you have LA already slowing the progression there at A. But players from Vancouver roaming in their base as well. You take care of Hydra. All your focus now through the front.
Nasty trying to chase down an elimination in front of him. will find it. Ghosty still finessing in front of the A zone as Neptune starts to clear off some of the progress, and with the follow-up also coming through from Nasty, that will lead to an absolutely flawless start to this defense. 24 seconds remaining here. LA dealing with some resistance coming out of spawn, but they take care of Nasty. It's just trying to get the Abuza's on 6 in a row. Neptune also in place to try to help out, but Hydra's cleared the front. Abuza doesn't need a main weapon. He's just going to go to the pistol.
He just run out of ammo or something? He had to have, because he definitely would have reloaded at this point. But he is on 7 in a row. Can he find number 8? No, he cannot, and that leads to a clean 4 dead for LA. It was a late round heroics for Vancouver to secure 3. The same thing could be said here for the Thieves. Down by 4 lives, an extra minute added.
This next break for the Thieves is going to be a massive one. Abuza kicks us off for an opener down B Street. 04 also finds Ghosty over towards the extension behind Pool. And now he's getting to work, just getting lost. Hydra, topside diving board. Again, a little shake between both. Ghosty there for the assistance. That's 3 down. You've also got Envoy pushing through. Scrap makes safe to play through gold. You can get on here if you're Thieves. Neptune does what he needs to clear out Envoy, but here's the stack. First tick on the way.
Yeah, they have trophies down, so let's just play for at least the first segment before we decide to hop on off. You are about to get bombarded by players from the Surge. 04 Abuza able to combine for 2, but Envoy with the response.
1v1.
Makes it a 1v1.
Scrap trying to take the challenge, finds Abuza for free. Up top, Nasty, good damage. Secondary trophy. Oh, doesn't get down. The Semtex was there first. Blows up the trophy, but the second tick of progress is on the way. You've got 04 working on the long route, but you gotta clear him off now. Here comes the recontest. Hydra for the opener. Nasty now trying to get into position. Hydra still in a position with Scrap to contest. Can they find the kills they need? Just down to Neptune. 1v1 with Hydra. Win comes through for Hydra. Is anyone else gonna be able to touch this in time? Hydra saves the day and secures the zone for LA.
Oh my, what a round there of control. Non-stop pressure through the front end. Trades galore. But in the final moment, Hydra just needed to win. First off, a 1v1 gunfight. Regen a little bit, another 1v1 gunfight. But that is a round right there that's going to be beating you up if you are Vancouver. Because Hydra was the deciding factor, a 2v5. You just got Ghosty watching over, putting down peppered shots. It's a 1v4, but the 2 players coming off the respawn are not in the play. And thankfully, you still got Hydra there, who knew both players were weak, goes for the challenge, and secures the attacking round for LA to go up 2-0.
What a play. What a play. Trophies down again. Vancouver, solid break off this time. They go 2 for 1. First take already being worked on as really everyone just flooded right through mid. Now the push through will be enough for 04 to secure a trade. Nasty in trouble. Envoy able to put some pressure on the spawn, but again, immediately countered by Abuza, who's getting to work now trying to line him up, and Abuza finds 2. That'll be enough now for the second tick to get worked on. His help is on the way.
Yeah, adjustments on the break for Vancouver. Screw Cat. Let's just take bottom mid so we have more time to work with once we get these segments. But Abuza with 3. Allow that second segment to be guaranteed. Now Nasty, is he going to try to play his life? He's only able to take down 1. 04 in a power position. Just want to hold this until the teammates come off the respawn.
Yeah, well done. Third tick will be fully depleted, though, by the LA defense. 04 getting to work on the route. Hydra, just stays concealed on the statue. Almost able to come back to it as 04, but not to be. Nasty Semtex also does not make it in towards the zone, but he's on the hunt. Abuza working with him. Envoy still behind this play. Can Nasty find the double? Envoy still floating, but the double stack is in. Vancouver looking like they're going to get the extra 60, and with that elimination, well, I was going to say they should, but Nasty pushes forward, and LA will clear the floor and start depleting the progress.
Envoy is just doing whatever the hell he wants right now, Alan. I was staring at the mini-map, watching Envoy go from Cat to flanking big doors. Now, all of a sudden, he's at Abuza's crib. On 5 in a row. 30 seconds to go. Vancouver need 1 more segment here at A to extend time. But if you are LA, just make it more difficult. Play your corners.
Oh, Ghosty, nice response to 04. Knows he's got more players around the outside of the zone. Neptune and Nasty win the day for now. Scrap getting to work, trying to take on this 1v2, but no, not going to happen. Extra 60 seconds will be tallied.
Yeah, 10v10 now. Envoy almost makes another play there. But now time getting extended. The game is going to slow down a little bit, or is it? Because Nasty with the dive finds that first kill onto Hydra. Envoy knows there's at least 2 involved. We got to get out.
Yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble, but knows that Abuz is playing the backside of B Street. A couple opening tags are there. Envoy is just, simply put, finessing. 29 and 15. 9 plays, 7. Envoy not done. Little heat check off the spawn trap. Scrap following up. Shut down. Maybe a chance here, but again, Surge are down to their final 5 lives.
And they're all still stuck in their base. You have to try to develop on some of these routes. Set up a couple team shots. Open up with that first kill. They already gained info onto Envoy. It's going to be a one-on-one, but you're just going to get out of it. If you are nasty, now Hydra's in your back line.
Every gunfight has to be calculated here if you're Vancouver. And they're winning a couple of big ones. 5v5 now. Hydra off the pinch. Opening shots are decent. Backs up, but trades are there. You're going to get a stack here for Vancouver. It's a 4v2. Neptune putting some pressure on the cross. 0-4, the one responsible for anyone who comes outside of Art. Second tick is locked. In LA, they may just want to run forward here. See if they can try to find a way to stop this. And they may just be able to get this 1v1. Nasty versus Envoy. Both players off the regen. Nasty being danced with. The contest is in. Envoy secures the 1v1 because of course he does. A Goliath map for Dylan Hannon. Secures a control for LA.
And that's a 2v5 right there for Vancouver. You know, the last 2 players are coming off the respawn. We got to take a little bit more space there, Alan. It's as simple as that. You know these guys are going to be towards the backside of R. Maybe if we get towards the side of R, we have a crossfire set up. But last 2 players from LA just fly on in and clutch up in the kills. Ghosty starts it off. Envoy effective on the trade. Envoy was able to find 2 before turning into a 1-on-1. But then to close out the round, he's been doing what he's done the entire map, and that's just lead it in finesse. Almost 4K damage, 23 non-traded kills. That guy just did it all there for LA.
In 3 rounds, Jay. 3 rounds. He finds almost 4K damage. 33 and 17. Oh my goodness. What a masterclass from Envoy. And those are the 3 closest rounds of control we possibly could have gotten. Everything coming down to no respawns remaining, but LA just a touch of class better. And it comes from Dylan Envoy.
Dude, like, this looking a little bit more as his stats. He had 26 kills on the attacking side. The closest one to him was Scrap with 12. That is unbelievable. We're talking about a team who just walked away with obviously only 1 attacking round. But just the impactful plays that he is able to make is insane. Finesse, give me a 2-piece. All right, my teammates are here, knowing the timings of the players coming off the respawn to set up the repinch. He was just way too much to handle there on that control. And now if you're the Thieves, I know you fell short in that opening hard point, but all momentum is now heavily on your side.
Jay, that was 2 different 2v5 situations.
Yeah.
That also needs to be mentioned, but there is something about just, you gotta just live in the glory that is Dylan Envoy in this final 1v1. Has the SMG, gets up close, and just completely outworks Nasty. What a read. And the fact of the matter is he had to slide forward to contest in the first place. It was that close to being converted just on capture. But wow, Hydra's sitting there like, are these guys serious? Scrap's over just boosting his boy. And it's a 3-0 for LA to take the edge in the series. 1 more vault, though, to come.
Yeah, Hydra's sitting there like, are you serious? Because I want to have some fun, but that's what a super team sort of looks like with this LA roster. Everyone can take over when they need to. It's just everybody had to enjoy the Envoy show there on that control, man, because he's literally just did it all. But that Vault Hardpoint next up is going to be a banger as well.
I know production's smiling year to year because we show both SMGs dominating control, and what do? They dominate in control. Unreal stuff. Wow, we've got ourselves a hell of a grand final to this point. But that's not just all we've got going on right now, because things aren't just getting cooked up in temperature with what we have going on in the CDL. If you love COD, which if you're watching, I know you do, you need to be joining us on Wednesdays and Thursdays for Challengers Elite. We're in the midst of stage 2. There's 1 more round of round robin gameplay, and then we've got playoffs this week on youtube.com/COD Challengers. And currently, I know for a fact that Rafi is sitting there, if he's watching, with a big smile on his face, because Amit Brooklyn and Amit are topping the groups. Amit Brooklyn in particular filling the gaps left by Lunars and Neptune have been great, Jay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if 2 players get called into the CDL. We're going to be able to fill those gaps to still be one of the top dogs. Because you got players like Neptune. It might have been the saving grace for this Surge lineup. So far, I've yet to lose with him. He's been an impactful player. And then Lunar's still just trying to figure it out there on the LAG side. But if you want to obviously be one of those players called up, you got to go through the gauntlet of challengers. Elite Stage 2 is what we're currently on. Both OMID's teams frying. Team War, even with some vets like Adam Assault World Champion, turning it around. And we honestly are going to have a really tight finish to this one, Alan, because a couple of teams are just way too tight.
On the other side for EU, the top half of the groups are also fully loaded. I've been told that Benjamin Bance has found the curious case of Benjamin Button. He has become 18 years old again. He has been frying in EU. 4-0 our Team Notorious, 4-0 our Katana Gaming. They're looking like the clear-cut favorites. They have been great over in Europe, where again, we're going to start to see these teams showing up on LAN, be options. I think for the European space, they know for a fact that those major performances are going to be key towards possibly getting another look to get picked up. You've also got a couple of players like Hixie and Super that are EU that are now playing in North America, trying to up their chances to get back to the league. There are some superstars out there, friends, so make sure you're joining us actually specifically on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Bryson Ton, of course, doing the EU work, Jay and I doing the NA work. YouTube.com/COD Challengers. Sub now, do the ring the bell thing, show up, be there, let's have some fun.
Please. Yeah, because if you love Call of Duty, you need to be there, man. Like Challengers, it's a whole different level of gameplay. It's not really compared to see how aggressive they play, but so far this is the minor bracket here at minor 2. It's been a gauntlet. Obviously, if you're Surge, you start all the way from round 1, you get the better of Boston, you take down Atlanta FaZe in 2 Surge and Destroys and clutch up in a game number 5, and then you steamroll your way through Ultra to get to this position. And then Thieves, realistically, it's been easy work for LA.
Yep, I mean, they've been dominating everybody. And let's be honest, that was a red-hot Cloud9 team that they really opened up the doors on. Same situation versus Carolina earlier today. They have been in the driving seat. For Vancouver, though, it's been kind of like, I don't even know. It's just been, obviously, Neptune, but the fact that you've got players like Abuza, players like Nasty that are awakening into this new form, really enlightening. I think in particular Abuza has really enjoyed watching his SMGs run around because it's allowing him to focus on particular lanes, and when he can get his aim going and he shoots straight, tell me that, he has been dominant. And that included map 1 where he found himself a 1.4 on that Hacienda Hardpoint, and they're going to need that again as we look at Vault for this map 4.
Yeah, he was arguably our Rookie of the Year last season. Him and Gwyn were basically tied in that category, but Gwyn just sneaks it out by a little bit. And for Abuza, he's always been a guy that uses things to fuel his fire. And obviously, when you're scoring up against LA, you gotta be on your best. Showed it in map number 1, like you said, with the SMGs, just setting a tone, pushing out lanes, makes it easier for him to set up with that AR. But now on a map like Vault, where we watched both teams play it today in their series previous, it was simply the answer from P3 to P4, which was the deciding factor. Who's gonna walk away with that? We'll walk away with this W.
Let's lock back in here, friends. It has been a thriller series to this point. If you missed the Vault control, don't let that 3-0 tell you it's not worth watching, because wow, you would be wrong. 2 different 2v5s for LA. Give them the narrow edge in a couple of those rounds, and now they've got themselves in the advantage as we move into Vault Hardpoint. Thieves, a hard team to keep track of. They are one of the best when it comes to rotating across every single map. That's going to have to be a key focus here for Vancouver. First blood is good. The follow-up is also perfect. Scrap the only one left, and it's a full wipe for Vancouver. Oh, okay, here we go.
Perfect wipe there from Vancouver. You know, I already conceded. Neptune is the only player that falls. Instantly, I'm going to block those spawns so nothing gets scary. We can put all of our focus still towards the front end. Because LA are now trying to work their way back on in. You read the player on the repinch. If you are Neptune, you know you have those spawns guaranteed, but 0-4 might have timed that wrong.
May have, and I don't know if Vancouver have recognized the mistake that has been made. Abuza starting to sniff it out. Yep, and now they'll realize it. So Vancouver will hold on to the hard point, see if they can soak up as much time as humanly possible. Nice win there from Nasty. Gives them a chance to actually push forward with numbers to kind of correct their mistakes. Scrap out in the open is able to find 2. Abuza traded. And 0-4 will also drop, so now it's just down to, ooh, how about this? Nasty's actually going to spawn right on Abuza's right hip, and now Thieves are in a little bit of trouble as they get pinched out.
Yeah, the new hill instantly pops at the right time for Nasty to spawn right next to his teammates, and they make it count. A clean 4 dead. Abuza pushing out towards the back. At least sets up Neptune there for the trade. Now all your bases are covered. This is where 04 can start to be the aggressor and even draw the attention for the Thieves players. Look, they're not hitting the hill. We got to take care of it first.
Oh, but they do get Hydra around the back. He's able to find one inside the hard point. Abu's the last one standing, and he's just not in a position to finesse his life. Quick spawn for 04. He's trying to get around the back, but Scrap reads it perfectly. Nasty the next one up. His shoulder's been seen, and Scrap's good for 3 in a row before falling.
2-2 so far on the split. Abuza trying to find a different angle of approach from the front, but Ghosty with the switcheroo. Able to find that kill. Even though Vancouver are going to walk away with the majority of that junk, time to close that one out. LA Thieves now in the driver's seat with the rotation from P3 to P4, but Nasty finding a double is going to make this not as clean as you want it.
Yeah, 04 comes around the backside as well. Envoy, good read, shuts down the play from at least the extension. But Vancouver, once again, able to find themselves on into the time. These guys are so good at getting in the OBJ. Whether it's 15 seconds of scrap, a 50-50 hard point that stays mixy, doesn't seem to make much of a difference. 04 now trying to push through mid. Shut down. Nasty picking up in his spot, though, on 4 in a row. Pistols out. Not quite able to get the read as Hydra finds the kill, but 04 gets blessed. What kind of deity-sanctioned activities have the Surge done? Because the COD gods are smiling upon the Surge with some of these spawns.
Yeah, they're dying at the wrong times, man. Or getting too aggressive in certain situations, even with Hydra's knowing that my teammate spawned over towards gold, that is going to be pressured towards the back. He wasn't expecting 2. So it allows Vancouver to still put themselves in a position to soak up a lot of that P3 time, but only one player in a position to contest for the rotation. Nasty is going to drop, and LA Thieves now need this response to get back into this game.
Yeah, this is a picture-perfect setup right now. They've got a little bit of a bump on both extensions part of the map. Scrap middle, trouble with Neptune. Hold on a second. Hydra kind of has to pick up the pieces here over through bottom art, and Nasty's already taken them down to essentially 1 bullet. Easy follow-up for Abuza. Now the hit, starting to develop from multiple points of ingress, but LA still spawned close. Ghosty with the big first, Scrap following up. Just down to can they take care of Abuza? And yes, they can. Woo! Perfect from the Thieves, and that's going to lead to the first 30 seconds going their way.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than this. Even with players falling, you're filling the gaps properly. They still have these crossfires set up. Basically going to be a tie game at the end of this P4 hard point unless Vancouver want to give it one last shot. Wallbang's not going to be able to connect, but Abuza the only one here to potentially take them off. You have the numbers to potentially trap them in towards the back, and that might be the play call right here if you're Surge. Push towards O. We have the spawns for new. Let's make sure we have uncontested time here at P1.
Yeah, if it's more than 5 seconds, Surge are likely going to try to hit it. That's what it feels like. The setup around P1 starts to foil just a touch, though. Nasty trying to get in for the time. Abuza gets stunned, pinched around the back. LA extending through the top hallways. 04 in trouble. He's just trying to survive as much as he possibly can. Gets a bit of a read on the up and over. Finds one. Does he get a read on the second? Oh, 04 absolutely. Still more in front of him as well as Neptune tries to clear out the hard point, but 04 drops, leaving Neptune by himself.
And out here, LA, you want to find these kills, but you also want to make sure you secure the spawns for that new hard point. Scrap was a big one-on-one versus Nasty. He loses that. You spawn all the way across the map. Now you have the numbers to reinforce your way back on in. So 20 seconds here at P1. Trades, though, better in favor of Surge. That's 3 for 1. Getting aggressive with the kills is even better. Now spawns flip. Vancouver have turned this game on its head.
Critical throughout. Again, one of those 50-50 hard points. Abuza now on 3 in a row. 17 and 12. Set in tempo. Envoy not able to keep his momentum from the previous map. 5 in 15. Just cannot get any of these rotational wins. Ghosty caught a little off guard. Scrap able to win the spawns, though, for the Thieves. Where does Vancouver pop up here? They will be spawning over towards the hallways. Nasty holding from the front, and he's done well. Does he get more than just the 2? Doesn't need to. Abuza's there for help. It's a 2v4 moment that Vancouver still hang on to time.
Yup, they're holding it from the front. You're trapping LA towards the back. Envoy tries to open up with the first kill on the backside. That allows his teammates now to funnel their way on in. You just got to take care of Nasty in the point. Everyone around him has already been taken care of. Small is now flipping LA. Now have an opportunity to trap them towards the backside for the final 20.
Yeah, 04 getting to work on rotation. Big win by Scrap. On the old time, though. Again, Vancouver not going to give up on any of this Scrap. Are going to get another 12 seconds here. LA will hold the advantage as they rotate over to P3. Some space to work with, though, through the top side of the hallway. Look at 04 and Neptune. They're already pushed through. Hydra's going to be maybe a little bit overwhelmed here. He's the only player inside the Hardpoint. Neptune is moving his way through. Mid just winning impossible gunfights. Envoy, though, for the Overwatch, able to support with a little bit of damage, but Vancouver cleared the point, and now they're working on Art.
Yeah, they already have a lot of space. So if you are the Thieves players trapped in towards Art, gotta make these kills count. Everyone that you don't fall, you're gonna spawn all the way across the map, but Envoy strikes for the first. Now you just gotta put someone in the objective, and thankfully Scrap responds with a double, but look what it does to the spawns. Thankfully the car bomb is able to take down 04, but it still doesn't matter. Vancouver now have Art.
Oh, nice shots from Nasty coming off spawn. Hydra pushing through P3, able to get over towards the vault stairs. LA looking good for the back 20 seconds here on the third hill, but Vancouver have themselves set up, ready to go for the fourth hard point. A rare moment of quiet. Haunts the halls of Art as 04 shut down by Hydra, but the follow-up is good. Vancouver are going to get the setup for 4 that they want.
Oh, Vancouver get all the time here. It's basically a GG on the map. You need to find a break. You need to find it quick. Ghosty opens up the first kill on the overextension. Envoy right through the front. You can take a little bit of space away from them, but you need to find your kills on the way on in.
They're going to be able to hit the front doors. Nasty caught with the nade out. 04 has to hang, and 04 finds 2. Not going to get the third. Neptune, the last one to spawn close. Pops the door. Knows he's got a Thieves member right around. He's not going to force the issue. This is something that Neptune would not have done a year or 2 ago. The pause, the discipline, maybe gives Vancouver a chance, but as everyone drops from the front, Neptune tries to force it and eventually falls. LA in a position to try to lock the back 20.
Oh, this is big time right here if you are LA. You make the second break attempt count. Just needs to try to wiggle your way on out now. It's only going to be down by 10 points as we go to the third set of hard points. Hydra trying to work something on the pinch, instantly going to get read by Nasty. 04 knows we still got them trapped towards that old HP. Yep. So now they are 100% going to have time uncontested here at P1.
Yeah, great awareness for Vancouver finding the exit kills, but look at the entryway here. LA just trying to force it in from the front again. Trades back and forth, pinstripe kill feed. Ghosty, good shots. Does he get the 1v1 versus Neptune? Travis up and over. Dan, no, shut down. Neptune gets 2. Scrap quick off the respawn. No, doesn't double up, but Hydra's right there to follow through as we continue to go back and forth.
Yeah, trade. Another situation. This time Hydra's able to line up a double. That leads to 3 dead. And this is where you usually want to get aggressive with the kills, but they decided to not play those timings that potentially are not going to go their way. Let's soak up time. Basically tie the game up and play for the second wave, and then we start to approach the back spawns for new. 2 kills go their way, but it's a 2-2 split, making a 3-2 split. Vancouver is still gonna hold.
LA still spawn over towards the P2 side of the map, though. This is a critical moment in this game. Just about 20 points that separate. LA trying to hold on to spawns while still battling for the hard point. Big 1v1 here. Neptune caught on the slide, and on the other side, Scrap finds 04, and all of a sudden LA can bump the hard point, spawn Vancouver on the other side of the map, and Hydra may be able to reduce the hit, but he gets caught at square. Now Vancouver setting up a pitch of their own.
Oh, and Nasty was only able to line up 1, but now he knows that they have the numbers to attack through the front door, but Ghosty lines up a double. Last player to account for is going to be Neptune. The trophy at least good enough to keep Ghosty alive. But you know Neptune is never going to let go of that left stick. He's always going to go forward. Only able to take down 1. The teammates are here, though.
Huge 1v1 from Hydra. Spawn is still good for Envoy, trying to reinforce. Vancouver from the front. Neptune, the first one, shut down. Follow up from Abuza. Not going to be good enough. Scrap long range.
Shots.
Good shots on 04. 10 seconds of scrap time. Go to LA. Vancouver backing up over to Art.
You get that. Now, if you are LA, take your time. Try to find an opening kill. Abuza strikes for the first. You already have 04 whipping out the AR for this P3. So they can stabilize here and just not allow LA to win here. They want to control our portion to that new hard point.
Clean feed for LA. Nasty Neptune. Got it. Hydra says not today, Neptune. Envoy trying to follow up as the space has been created. Stunned is Nasty. Trying to play off the chair. Woo! How about that from Nasty? But the follow-up is too quick as LA spawned close. Shots from Scrap at range are also going to soften up the setup for Vancouver. 218 plays 202, and it's a nearly clean feed again for LA.
Oh, and they're just setting so many layers right now to make it difficult for Vancouver. They know that they cannot win it at P3. So you're already going to send 2 players off the rotation. And this has to work now because Hydra on the other side finds 2. Everybody else is watching the overextension. LA Thieves have it locked down. They have the spawns for new. They can close out the game.
and they could do it with a breath. Hydra still saying no way. Scrap gets kill number 40 as he finally gets felled. Oh, 4, a big double. Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Dude's able to find one around the back. Vancouver, miraculously, with just really 2 players alive, break the setup of LA, and now they're in a position to essentially do the exact same thing to LA as Nasty pushes forward.
They can win here, man. They can win here, so you have to make a couple wave of kills. And this map 4 is going to be yours.
Wow.
Neptune lines up a double with the AR. Nasty spawns on in. Give me number 4. Clean 4 dead. 1 wave, and this map is yours.
Nasty holding down the angle. Neptune following up as he's found an AR to play with. 237, 237. A late lead swap. Off the cross, Abuza shuts down more Thieves members. Nasty still staying safe by the trophy. Oh, 4 shuts it down inside the hard point. Last 5 seconds. The Thieves can't get out of pool. And Vancouver somehow, some way, sneak their way into P4 and steal away the map.
And we said it before the match started, Alan, that P3 to P4 chain was going to be the deciding factor. It was LA to dominate the first 2 go-arounds. But when Vancouver needed it, when they needed a final break attempt, they clutch up on some gunfights over at that old HP. 04 specifically is able to find 2. You already had Neptune put himself in a position to slip behind enemy lines, and they break it with 52 seconds remaining at P4, which allows them to win this map and tie the series up. We are going blow for blow. Playmakers are going back and forth. Even though Scrap drops 40 with 5k damage, it's still not good enough for what Surge have in the game plan. Unbelievable hardpoint, but Surge tied the series.
I'm telling you, Jay, there's not been a story like this in the history of the CDL. We're not dealing with 3 great players that have been built to be a super team and they just need to find a 4th that's a spark plug. These are 4 players that really throughout the entirety of the year have been largely discounted. The Surge were barely even fighting for a top 8 position. Neptune comes in and elevates the gameplay of every single player on this squad. And the thing about it is, it's not just a honeymoon period. They are making resilient adaptations that you would expect from some of the league's most veteran players that have not lost spots on top teams. This is flat out nameless mind-blowing right now. We've got a 2-2 game. We're off vault, and now all of a sudden things can reset a touch because we've got red card coming up.
Yeah, the red card search and destroy is going to be a burner because we know LA Thieves love themselves some red card, but so do Vancouver. So this is going to be a banger of a map. Number what? I don't even know where we're on. This is the first time we do this.
Doesn't matter.
Map 5? All right, map 5.
Make it a best of 15. I don't care. I'm here for this matchup. This has been unbelievable. We're gonna head to a break though. We gotta catch our breath because wow, we may need it. Red card search coming up next, friends. Don't you dare go anywhere.
Upgrade your game with the SCUF, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
Guys, hold the line! Oh God, they're still they're on the other side. There's no respawns remaining. Oh no! It's all falling apart!
Yeah, there's still time left.
Oh, if they get the minute extension, it's done. Oh. 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 It's done.
Well, you said it was the law.
It is the law. No, this is literally, it's literally the law of control, though. It is, man. It doesn't matter how.
Watch it, I have the cross. Crossing Joe dead. Nice! 65! So you have 60 for the out, Joe! Joe! What are you doing, Joe?
That's a dog.
Absolutely loving the Rio addition to the asset. And you get into the Karachi SD just so.
Do you think you could beat Kenny in a dance-off?
Yeah.
Oh, he's lying.
Wait, did I? Really?
Yeah.
In my head, I'm thinking he's unstable on his feet.
He's lying.
No, this is broken because I'm dead ass not lying. I could smoke him. I'm just thinking about his front door porch where he was like trying to control his legs and he crippled on the floor. That's like the first thing I got. Damn, I'm lying on that? That's bullshit. What?
I mean,
I'd smoke him. Where is he?
The 2025 LA Thieves team pack is available now. Each pack includes home and away operators, as well as this spray, which is perfect. So get it meow next time you boot up, suit up at the in-game shop.
I imagine many team packs will be purchased after this grand finals, whether you're a Thieves fan or if you're recently a Vancouver fan. With this change with Neptune, you can rep it. We've got a 2-2 series though here in this best of 7. A little sneak away on P4 for the vault gets us out of our triple decker of it and now into something brand new. Red card, search, and destroy. And again, it was just a back and forth affair when we did play our first vault search, so I don't know what to expect here, Jay.
This was going to be a banger, man. So far throughout this stage, we have the #1 team in First Bloods going up against the #2 team in First Bloods. Both great in their post-plant scenarios, and both have playmakers who love to make plays in search and destroy. I think this is a very important map, though, right here for if you are Vancouver, because that map #6, which is going to be Hacienda Control, they have yet to play it as a team. We know LA Thieves love that map, so this is a search and destroy they need to have a response for. And when you take a look at the numbers of map #2, both dropping double digits. Abuza sitting at 12 and 8, Envoy at 10 and 9. We're both able to find success in that First Blood only twice. Like, there are some impactful players definitely in S&D.
At a map like Red Card, you assume that Envoy will try to, again, be one of the initiators. On the flip side of things, though, for Vancouver, this has been a map that it's hard to tell because they played it a ton with the old roster. They only played it once so far with this new iteration. That was in their first week of Major 2 quals where they played Atlanta. They did beat them in 10, but how many reps have they been able to actually get? Because based on what we've seen for Vancouver and what they do on Protocol, they love the quick action. We saw it kind of the same situation on Vault. As these rounds start to get extended and elongated, how does Vancouver handle the mind games that can come with that, especially as we start dealing with things like 2v2s, 1v2s, 3v2s, the lower number situations?
That's a big thing, man. Because right now, so far in this stage, Thieves, whenever they find that First Blood, 100% conversion rate. You need to make sure you're set up in positions to try to retake, because LA, on their attacking side, so far flawless.
Yeah.
They're going to slow this one down, show a little bit of presence over towards B, gain info onto Neptune, and absolutely send it.
Love it. Damage tallied. Envoy pops the doors. Defensive Neptune still hanging around, but Envoy's able to collapse. Nasty looking for an angle. Can't see anything. Did he see any of these players cross? That's the critical information that they need, because Hydra's watching a close angle and Scrap's watching his back.
And you have Ghosty all the way out display. Just watching the deep pinch, and the Abuza, knowing that there's no trophies to work with, opens up with the frag, and they just bombard their way into the site. Ghosty's not even close.
Stop it. That is immaculate. That is immaculate from Vancouver. I mean, picture perfect. The nade clears out the easiest spot you could possibly contest, but to do your diligence and just peek push the door and check from behind the bar, that little bit of information as Hydra pops up is everything.
Yeah, realistically in that round, if you are LA, you found the First Blood, successful in the bomb plant. No one ready to contest you. You probably just want to put yourself in better positions instead of stacking in towards the site with no trophies, but some bad God timing right there from Hydra. Fortunately, you got to check both sides of the street there. And Vancouver in the man disadvantage, able to punch on up with ease.
That's unbelievable for a 3v4 post-plant retake. Now it's Vancouver's turn. Neptune. Yep. Gonna have a little bit of a square off on the other side with Hydra over through Ticket. And you know he wants to try to challenge this. Semtex goes through, backs away as Hydra gave him a workout. 0-4 also trying to extend over towards the owner's box. The bomb has not indicated what side Vancouver wants to hit yet.
Yep. He's just trying to open up a lane here for 0-4. That door being popped, though. Gonna force some stunts to be invested, and Envoy might predict the perfect corner.
Doesn't get his one, though. Scrap not in a position to immediately follow up. Tries to toss the close nade and is able to take advantage of a low health pull on the Neptune. Hydra chasing him down, but oh no! Ghosty's nade takes him out of commission, and now 0-4 is out of there. The bomb the whole time was never a part of this play, so it gets planted at A, and Thieves are like, wait, what?
Yeah, this is gonna take a lot of time to try to break down their setup. Thankfully, Ghosty in a position to at least take down Nasty. And now 34 seconds. You know, most likely someone's gonna be sitting towards the top side of this window, and I don't know if he heard that, but Ghosty finds that kill.
0-4 though wins his one. Has both weapons to work with now, and he sees him off the top rope, but off through the door! Oh, mercy me! 0-4 gets a little bit of information through the top of the windows. Scrap falls, breaks the camera, but 0-4 still secures the snap and the 1v1 win.
And that was such a beautifully played round right there for Vancouver, man. It's as simple as that. You find the first blood onto Envoy. You instantly are putting all your SMGs and aggressive angles in towards that B site, but the entire time, the bomb's at A. Like, let's just get it down. We know all the action is going on the opposing end, and then even though Ghosty was able to instantly turn it into a 2v2, 0-4 just covering so much ground with his playmaking ability. He's able to find an ace on the round to go up 2-0.
4-0 start for 0-4. Stun lands onto Envoy, backside Ticket. Neptune gets to work in towards the interior of the booth. And then immediately backs away, as they have not seen any action through mid. A rewrap to try to get the defense established behind the A point is currently what's underway for Surge, and LA is taking a lot of ground away from them.
And Envoy great position to potentially contest towards the back end, at least able to win the trump fights is LA. Now in the 3v2, bomb gonna get planted. Vancouver are at least in a position to watch the exits.
Yeah, you've got Nasty trying to move first. Oh, and Hydra catches him, trying to check underneath the banister. Abuza through arches, clean for the first for what would have to be a 1v3. Has a little bit of space to get the regen. Nade's not going to land onto him. But the crossfire setup around this post plant is going to be so hard for him to break down. And it's the only play he really has to make. Try to clear out the middle of the map, but this is going to take too much time.
Yeah, it's going to take too much time, and especially if you don't find that first kill. As LA change it up right there with the pacing. Super aggressive over towards stage. He's able to win the trade fights effectively to put them in the numbers advantage, get the bomb down. Put Abuza in a 1v3. Just not enough time for him to work with to find both and secure the defuse.
Yeah.
LA put one on the board.
Great tempo from LA, taking away all of that space that was essentially voluntarily given to them and making good use of it. That opening exchange around the backside of the hot dog stand also tilts the way of the Thieves to allow that numbers advantage in a post plant. Great response. Can they find a way to do it on the defense as Vancouver looking with a little bit more intent this time as the bomb is making its way with Neptune kind of again up in towards Ticket. It's another little 1v1 battle. This time it's Envoy on the other side of the doors though.
Right now, LA, they just take so much space away to basically shut down that rewrap play that they did in a previous attack. Having a lot of pressure over towards Hedge. But now everything gets a little quiet. You get a little bit nervous.
Oh.
Back up in your setup, and 0-4 catches Scrap.
Yeah, I don't have to say Neptune has been allowed to stay alive inside a Ticket. Hydra trying to re-clear it. Has also dropped now a 4v2. And you can take the time if you want to let Abuza hit a route. Instead, Neptune pops the glass, pops the door, and then allows 0-4 to just isolate onto Envoy. Last one up is Ghosty. No way, no how. Vancouver dominant through the middle of the map.
And this is just one of those maps where Vancouver can play it patient, play the mind games aspect, force LA Thieves to think that they're going one way, and then completely hit them with the adjustment. That's just the patience right there forces LA to think, okay, they're not coming here. Like, we have a lot of space over towards B. Let's start to back up a little bit. They might be attacking through that mid map because there was no one watching over that angle. But as soon as you make that decision to back on up, Vancouver right in your face to find those kills. A very, very clean round. Well adjustment. And that one to go up 3-1.
Yep. And you got to keep in mind, when we get back to the Vancouver offense, Neptune has continually wanted to play inside of Ticket, and now it's happening on defense with 0-4 as well. Very dictative is this strat for Vancouver as they will push around the back here, but it's being read. Scrap has seen one, but he has not, I think, gotten the read onto 0-4. This should be a free first blood, and it is. Trade, though, is good. That's an unbelievable follow-up from Envoy.
Yeah, it's a good read right there to Envoy because Neptune, your job was just to keep Scrap there so 0-4 can find that first blood. But the setup was perfect to find a trade. Now Bomb goes down at a 3v3.
Yeah, this is Vancouver on both sides of the bomb, putting a lot of preference through mid and over to the B side of the map. And LA is finding a lot of success getting control of A and finding themselves a very stable post plan. Oh, nice shots from Abuza. Stun locks him into place. Neptune trying to push forward. Caught. Has to hit the gunfight, which Hydra wins. And now Abuza able to win his first. Now for the 1v1. 18 seconds. Hydra playing off the forklift. Does he catch him on that mini cross? Yeah, now he has. Shots are perfect at range. Hydra secures another 1v1 in LA. Take another free A site into the victory lane.
The fact that Envoy reads that play, like from 0-4 working his way all the way behind SPs to find that trade, that's basically what secures the round there because they isolated onto Scrap. They get that first blood to get on out, then you cannot work that A objective as fast as you did. But finding that trade, you spot Neptune cross back to his base. Instantly work the bomb plan and then Envoy into 3v3, gets aggressive up through the archway, finds that kill, and his teammate keeps him alive. Able to secure the round there as Hydra in the one-on-one. Down 3-2. Back to the defensive side they go, where they just need to get a read on it and basically hold their setups. Because every time they try to wrap back, Vancouver make them pay for it.
Yeah, aggressive nades, though, this time from LA, and they are pushing through all of that. Hydra has already taken away the entirety of the staircases, and now he's getting to work on the quick route behind B. Glass breaking. Nasty not able to lock him down. Hydra looking for more. Tags are good. And that will put an immediate pause to Vancouver. They know they have to deal with this play around the back before they can even try to commit anywhere.
And you basically have him trapped, so Hydra's going to put himself in the ideal situation.
Perfect.
Ideal position to potentially catch a couple for free because you need to clear out Hydra. The good shoulder, good enough for the kill. That is unbelievable teamwork right there to Surge. 3v3.
But now Scrap's in position, or is he? 0-4 from across the map with the Jackal. Turns this now from a 3v4 to a 3v2 the other direction. Envoy stuck in a corner. He's down to 25 HP, able to get away for a moment, but tries to throw a nade, and now Ghosty's down and out. He can't go anywhere. That is unbelievable from Vancouver.
That is 2 3v4 clutches that are simply not supposed to happen. LA, you do everything right in the beginning. You take head control, you invest all those sacks to back them down and force them into the reposition with a first blood. But the fact that they know round is not going to be possible unless we take care of Hydra on the pinch. They double shoulder towards the backside of the garage, take care of that kill, and then when Scrap tries to make up for it, everyone's still holding strong on their positions, on their angles, and they're able to locate him as well. You don't expect this level of teamwork out of a team that was only formed almost a month ago.
Yeah.
But they are just on point in that aspect.
But again, LA have been really good on their offense, especially over here towards A, because Vancouver are spending so many members resourcefully in the middle of the map. And look at, I mean, Hydra knows this. He's like, if you're not going to play anyone on the backside of A, I'm just going to run and take this space over. It's been a guarantee in every single offense so far for LA, and it looks like it very well may be once again.
Yep, numbers advantage again. Bomb going down at A again. Losing, not able to spot anyone on the exit. You have information, though, onto Hydra. Is the Blue's just going to hold his angle? One's going to walk right in front of him. Not able to find the kill, though, and that's going to be the round for LA.
It's too free, and LA are going to keep hitting it.
Oh, yeah.
Flat out. I mean, it's been every single offense, just straight through onto A, quick plant. You're getting a post plant that scales as deep as arches in every single one of them as well. And I understand that Vancouver's trying to really enforce and dominate the middle of the map, but LA are saying, that's fine. We'll just keep planting A if you're going to keep doing that.
That's exactly what it is. All right, you can take ticket, no problem. You're not breaking doors, or at least contesting over towards hedge. The only one that we have to worry for is Abuza, who likes to sit towards that top window. But when we backing down from that position, we already know that you're going to be playing real slow in the back of your spawn. So Thieves able to stop the bleeding. Very crucial round on the cards here. Down 3-4. Both teams are now just going to slow it down.
Yeah, this is the first time we'll see Vancouver really not invest much in towards the middle of the map. Instead, they're trying to see if they can catch LA pushing through the A side of the map again, and now they're going to get to work playing more orthodoxically over the top of hedges. A late nade, though, does connect onto Neptune, so awareness will be here for LA.
But no one budged yet. Same way they started this round instead of same way they are looking on the mini-map. You know Vancouver love to go back and forth. Nasty strikes for the first blood, though. This might force a rotation out of a couple players, at least change the setup on the side of the Thieves.
Yeah.
But look at what the bomb carrier is doing. He's going over towards B.
Yeah, they're going to use 04 as a pivot point. They'll know that if there is going to be some sort of an execute in towards B, it has to be into your normal defensive positions. This is not new where Envoy is playing. Nasty, nade up and over. Envoy's not tagged by that. Here come the rest of the Surge. Ghosty able to support up top. Envoy now pops up. Has to be called upon, but Nasty finds the one with the timing. Ghosty, nice shot. Able to find himself a second. And how about that for Ghosty? Now it's down to the 1v2 for Neptune. Trying to chase up off the reload. That's going to get caught. 1v1. Hydra versus Neptune, no time to plant. Hydra will run away and stay alive just long enough.
Oh
and
my
you can
God.
see it. Neptune's right there like, darn it, that was right on top of him.
He almost had him, man. He almost had him. If you turn that clock from 7 seconds to about 9, Neptune is able to walk away with that W. I thought that round was going to get away from LA once Envoy gets that bad timing, but Ghosty was able to line up 3. In that round, single-handedly shuts down the push in towards the B site. Tie game.
Is there, oh, here we go. I was going to say, is there going to be an adjustment for Vancouver's defense to deal with A? And yes, there will be. They're going to get aggressive behind this. And oh, no, LA are recognizing it. They have not seen these nades yet on these A approaches, and they're saying we're out of here. And they're immediately going to try to force it to Nasty's direction. A trophy down. Nasty finds his first. Scrap not able to lock him down on the angle. Nasty, I think, is still fresh. He puts himself into a corner. The quick defensive rotation back. Do they know that Scrap is in the sight, though?
You know that Nasty's in the sight. Finally, they have the awareness that Scrap is in there. He's able to find one, but everyone else now falls. Ghosty left in a 1v3, makes it a 1v2.
Abuza over the top. Clean shots. Wow. What an absolute heroic island play from Nasty.
Yep.
Because LA get the immediate read. They 2-2 split off the breakoff. They see nades for the first time ever, throwing backside A stairs and say, just go B, just go B. Overwhelm whoever's there. They call it perfectly. Surge are hitting with 3 members up into hedges, but Nasty holds his ground, deals with one, stays alive long enough to get his trade. And Vancouver just primed and ready on that rotation, take the advantage again.
Yeah, that's just Nasty being nasty, man. He was also seen immediately when they heard all those nades getting invested over through that A site. He's able to finesse, get one, and then just force LA Thieves to hit the pause button. Now at game point is Vancouver. Slow and steady wins the race. You want to try to change setup on the side of Thieves.
RC is out. LA have put themselves largely into ticket for the first time defensively. Scrap is watching along. Cross Nasty in trouble, but keeps his life. Ghosty's also in a spot where he's just watching to see if there's going to be a late push. He's already in the RC, just kidding. But regardless, this is a lot of pressure on the B zone, especially as 04 can counter. That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, he's going to try to clear up this B side, but currently don't have anyone in towards ticket. There's 2 players from the Thieves in that angle, and they both get taken care of. Now in the 4v2, Scraps one shot, 1v3.
Ghosty, he can line up a couple. Second shots aren't necessarily there. Over the top, though. Ghosty, can he get out? Can he reset? He's down to 2 HP. And how about the chase down? Vancouver counter out Ghosty's RC with one of their own. LA gets caught in the middle of the map trying to punish. And Vancouver take away map 5 and now have an edge in this grand finals.
Yeah, man, and there's a bunch of rounds there that you're going to be beating yourself up with if you are the Thieves. You're allowed 2 3v4 clutches to get away. You started off the map with one. But then in this final round, you do not budge on your setup. But Vancouver had all the information needed. You invested the RZ car, clear out that B site, realize, okay, there's no stuns or nades over towards stage, so they have to be playing around that mid-map. The slide, good enough for the bait and switch. They find both kills, immediately find the kill onto Scrap, and then even though Ghosty makes it a 1v1, he's absolutely one shot. They went back and forth in the battle of the first fuzz, but Vancouver with the game plan, with the mid-round adjustments, just way too much to handle there for the Thieves. They take the advantage in the series.
And what a series it is. So many moments that COD timing comes into play. It even starts on this first replay. Hydra was in a spot to shut down that play that Vancouver was trying to make, but pops up to try to help Scrap, gets caught as he does so. And initially, it's Vancouver dominating the middle of the map. That looked like it was going to be their linchpin for success, but LA get a solid read, really abuse the A site on offense. Both teams make adjustments late, but it really just comes down to the chess game between how both teams are playing the RCs at the end. Vancouver backing off, allowing Ghosty to take away some space, where LA are stacked in the middle of the map, trying to punish 04 inside the tablet. Doesn't work out. And Ghosty's heroics don't fully come through, and maybe there's a little bit of luck there for Vancouver because Abuza, who was trying to plant, gets down as Ghosty was about to line him up.
Yep, gets down, has his teammate watch over him, knows that his teammate is definitely going to put some shots into him. And then with full HP, is able to secure the one-on-one. Go up 3-2 in this series. And all the questions about it, Vancouver are going to be prepared on maps they don't really play. They have just been putting in insane amount of practice on the back end. Rambo Ray has these guys ready. And even though we haven't seen them play Hacienda Control so far as a unit, I'm expecting them to be going toe-to-toe here with LA.
Again, it's one of those modes where there is a distinct advantage for the team that is quote-unquote favored by the seeding, by how they've played to this point in the year. LA is the best control team that we have in the CDL. This is one of those things, though, that Vancouver, you look at and say, no reps. Do you just throw caution to the wind and just say, let's just keep playing it how we would play like a hard point? Let's just work off each other, work off the SMGs. If we find space, let's take it. Because let's be honest, when they played this map on Hacienda for the hard point, those same ideas that we credited them for, 04 staying alive behind enemy lines, Neptune following up and taking his place when he drops, those things can still be utilized as a way to find the same advantages on control. The question is, will they still trust that against an LA team that is looking really damn good on this map mode combo?
Yeah, you saw what they did in map number 3. Like, it just came down to, can we find Envoy? Can we find a trade? Because he was in our spawn just doing whatever the hell he wanted. Gotta make sure that you're able to shut down these SMGs, man, because Envoy and Hydra, they tend to get lost on a map like Hacienda, where you want to make sure your SMGs are dominating from top office, from top secret, from top plat. You lose track of those guys one time and they can make your life a living hell. But now LA potentially facing the defeat here in Minor 2. Need this map to at least force the game number 7. You're going to be feeling really confident on this one because they're the best team at it.
Well, let's take a look back at the journey. And what a journey it's been, especially if you're a fan of the Vancouver Surge. A Boston team that's very hard to predict. They handle pretty darn nicely. The second time they've played Atlanta this split, they deal with them by taking away both search and destroys, and in electric fashion, might I add, as well. And then just earlier today, the Battle for the Great White North, Part 3, Vancouver finally able to get themselves on the scoreboard with a swift 3-0 of Toronto. Where on the other side, LA has been all gas, no brakes. Started off maybe a little slow versus a hot Cloud9 squad, but then after that, it was 3 straight dominant map wins. Against Carolina earlier today, nothing but comfort from start to finish. But now they find a brand new opponent on the other side of the table, and they find themselves down for the first time really in this stage.
Yeah, I don't think they were coming into this series thinking, okay, we're the best hardpoint team in the game. We're going to lose both of them in the best of 7. Definitely is catching them off guard. But now backs against the wall on the Hacienda Control. You just got to do what you did earlier versus Carolina, and that's just get lost. Stabilize the map when you need to. Allow your SMGs to dictate the pace of the game. But you also got to be able to handle the playmaking ability of 04 and Neptune.
Yeah.
Because those guys just continue to surprise the world.
It's just one of those things. The thing that I feel is so important to note on for LA, there is no such thing on offense on any control map that is unwinnable. They find ways to get into the zone and make life a living hell. But they will be starting on the defense first. So it's on to Vancouver to set the tone and raise the bar to a level of expectation that may be able to kind of best this LA opening. And how about the break off? 3 for nothing. Hydra able to find one to keep the A zone safe, but who cares? Vancouver's got a 3-man stack on B.
Yeah, that's cool, Hydra. You could get that kill all the way at open with 3 stacking over towards B. The 2 segments are going to be guaranteed. We have a lot of map control to go with it, but they decide not to stack. That gives a good opportunity for Thieves to just fly on in, control majority of top plat, go 3 for 1 in the trades. And now, Nasty, your job is to just make their lives off the respawn a living hell.
Yep, LA flying and frying. Nasty takes position behind the desk at office, trying to find Scrap, and eventually tallies him. Okay, shots are good. Now he can keep the clock at a pause, 48 seconds, but he needs help because here's Envoy once again doing what he does best in control, manipulating spawns and finding players off of it, or is he? Neptune finds the quick 1v1. 4 off 2 in a row, leaves Hydra as the last one standing as Nasty secures the second tick.
Yeah, we got to get over towards B because this should already be guaranteed to take care of Hydra. You know, everybody else is coming off the respawn. Now Neptune trying to set up a pitch from top plant, does not find any success, and Envoy makes him pay for it as he's able to line up a double. Third segment does not get locked. Now you only got 40 seconds to work the OE.
LA is just so damn clutch. Right with a whisker left, they get back on contest, and now it's fully depleted again. 30 seconds on the clock. Small life lead for Vancouver. Hydra, Hello. Able to find the snap. Ghosty there to secure the trade, but off spawn, 04 is able to get to 10 and now retrack back in towards fences onto the B zone. Through the wall, Ghosty finding a lot of damage. Can the nades come through in time to get him off the point? Hydra there for the contest. Up and around. Neptune able to help. Neptune for 2. Neptune looking for 3, but Scrap and Envoy clear the zone again. Last attempt. As Nasty and Abuza are working together. 1v1 to possibly get the zone for Nasty, but LA is going to wait for help. Nasty back down, and he will be dealt with. 17 seconds.
Gotta go. If you are Surge, you gotta try to pause the game clock. Obviously, you don't want to do it at A, and Thieves are finding every single kill in the feed. Last player farthest pushed up is Abuza. He gets taken care of and would look to be a great start to this round here for Vancouver with a second left. You gotta hop the point. Yeah, you stand no chance. Not stacking that B point gave Thieves opportunities to still contest it, and they only allowed 2 segments to get away from them.
They're so quick to get into position to retake or at least contest the zone. 2 different times that third tick of progress was a moment away from being secured. But it doesn't happen. It's the same thing we saw in Vault. And now all of a sudden you tilt it to the offensive side where LA continued to find ways to be heroes. We saw it earlier in their first matchup today. We saw it earlier in this matchup on Vault. Will it continue as they jump into their first offense here in Hacienda?
Thankfully, they're the team on the second offense because they have trophy systems to make it a little bit easier to approach this B point. Drew early on are fighting for that top secret control, but you can see Vancouver have every single player ready for this B push.
Yep, they sure do. 04 gets control. Top Halls also helps out on the point. Hydra able to find the trade, but it comes at the cost of most of this offensive hit. Slips right underneath the patio stairs, and then from behind catches Abuza mid-nade and almost follows up onto another. Nasty and Neptune getting to work on the contest, and a long slide from Neptune takes Ghosty off the point. First tick not secured.
And that was 3 dead. Now you know all of the Thief players are already going to be out there base. Already showing presence towards top office with them finding an opening double. Now if you are 04, just make sure we value our life here. Try to catch some timing. Unfortunately, timing doesn't go his way. Ghosty gets the better of him. Now Thieves have a lot of map control to pause the game clock.
Neptune able to get some control back though, with a win up top at office. As he jumps the window though, he falls into the waiting arms of Scrap. Ooh, Nasty almost breaks the ankles of Scrap. But 1 tick done, a second nearly fully completed. Abuza up and over, able to keep his life, and now he's gotten a read off spawn, and Abuza lines him up and knocks him down. 22 plays 17, 36 seconds on the clock for LA to work for.
And Abuza's just gonna create a layer. Even though he dies, he knows that they're still trapped in the base. That clock is still ticking on down. Thieves, though, give themselves another opportunity. They find a 3 for 2 trade. Just got to eliminate Nasty, who's still in your spawn. Big gunfight win versus Envoy. Don't know if they're going to be able to touch that B point, but that one-on-one allows Scrap to get out.
Yep, 04 is in position, but Scrap wins that 1v1 as well. Backtracking, he finds his way onto the B point to stop the clock at 8.9. Nasty through connector. Trying to get here. He's going to try to stop the reinforcements. You already mentioned the tick of progress is locked. Abuza gets back into the zone. Waits patiently to line up the kill, but now all of a sudden the pressure's over towards A. This is what LA does. They keep you on your toes constantly. Win from Hydra. Allows now all of a sudden
Wait a minute.
to have to try to play forward. 4.4 on the clock. 04. Does he go for this? He's going to try to, but there's a 3-man stack, and LA is going to come out the better for it. An extra 60's added. 8 plays 12 though.
And they already have Envoy contesting from top plat. Can he get anything done? He at least sets up his teammate and Ghosty with the comms onto Nasty. The double stack is good. Scrap finds a gunfight through the middle of the map. Second segment locked. You gotta go if you're Vancouver.
And 04's been red. Stun comes through, trying to push the issue. Envoy not able to match him, but it's just 04. And they're not gonna get there. How do they keep doing this? I don't know. I cannot fathom. Down to minimal seconds, lost on lives, doesn't make a difference. LA continue to find ways to get on the OBJ and win out these offensive rounds.
It's just unreal how much objective focus they have in control. You're thinking they're most likely going to put themselves in position to always play kills, but putting that game clock at a pause. You have Scrap initially started off with a 2-piece at B. You force him in that defensive setup from Surge to obviously contest him on that end. But once he falls, you know those close spawns are coming in for Thieves over towards Rock. You play all the exit kills. You just value your life in the crucial moments. Secure the attack around all 6 segments as well. Currently up by 4, but that might not matter.
It might not. 3-1 split for the breakoff here for Vancouver. Again, a lot of focus up towards that top hallway. And with Neptune finding the first, Nasty can get on the point. SMG in hand with the trophy system. Shots from the top side at patio. Neptune for the first. Slides over and would have found the second, but a straight aid from Scrap takes Ghosty out of the picture before he could do so. Now the battle towards 10. Hydra for the first. Slips away. Abuza trying to chase him down. Hydra has finessed, and Hydra will create enough time for trades to come through, and that stops the offense for now, but 04 once again back on the high ground and jumps into the B zone.
And right back on the B point. Second segment still halfway done. Just need your teammates to eventually get into the play. Now you have a double stack. Second segment guaranteed. You have Abuza trying to set up a pinch towards top plat while his teammates are winning gunfight on the point, but he is going to get taken down by Hydra. Envoy flies on in. 3 dead. They just always have a moment.
It's never chalked, ever, with this LA team in control. Another nice double, though, from Nasty. But the clock continues to tick until finally Nasty makes his way over towards the B zone. Envoy trying to cut off the reinforcements from the archway. Has a read up and over the wall. And the follow-up from Hydra again stops the third tick. They can't keep getting away with this. It's unbelievable how quick they are to pounce on the zone.
And now there's only 40 seconds left. If you are Vancouver, you need to make this push count. We need to get some segments. We need to try to extend the game clock. So you hop on towards A. You know where the pressure's coming in. Envoy opens up with the first. You got Hydra on the pinch, knowing that someone's going to touch it. Give me 5 in a row. Now let me play some spawn. There's only 35 seconds to go.
Do you think some frustration starting to set in a little bit for Vancouver?
Hell yeah.
Can we just complete one of these goddamn zones? This is not happening. Nasty, another double up top. But still, you've got players for the Thieves to stop them from getting out.
Oh, man.
Boy, for 3 in a row. It's absolute perfection. Unbelievable. 12 seconds. Last attempt for Vancouver.
Gotta go. You gotta get over towards B. You gotta find an opening kill. Abuza is only able to find one. Don't know if they're gonna have enough time to even touch the B point, but now the numbers are not on your side.
Sheesh. It's fun to watch, friends. I mean, legitimately. I mean, that's just got to be so frustrating for Vancouver. You're right there so many times. It happened on Vault. You had 2 different 5v2s. Didn't win them there. You're slivers away from completing the B zone a multitude of times. Never happens. You've got 4v2s. Doesn't matter. It's unbelievable. This may be the best control we may have ever seen in the CDL right now. We're still young into the season comparatively to how far we still have to go. This LA team is looking disgusting. Hydra goes 21 and 12, 16 non-traded.
Look at the difference right there in the scoreboard, Alan. All the way to the right. You see that defensive kills column? Yeah, you got Hydra with 15. You got Envoy with 17. The SMGs on the other side, 6 and 7. That means that they never found themselves in situations to where we can play spawners with how effective Thieves are in their trade scenarios. Every single time you're thinking, all right, we got 2. We should be straight. We should stack this point. But you don't read the flanks and so many different routes that Hydra and Envoy were able to hit. Even Ghosty had a couple moments where he was able to hit those deep routes to find a couple of clutch kills, but LA Thieves are the best team in control for a reason. They have a flawless 6-0 round count in this best of 7. And there's no better way for this series to end, man, than a Game 7 absolute bang out on Skyline S&D.
But I think maybe a cold chill just ran through the spines of Thieves fans because it's another Skyline to determine it, of course. If you're a super fan or just even a casual fan, you remember what happened in Madrid. We'll see if that happens again as we head back to the desk to give us our thoughts.
What did happen in Madrid, Alley Cat?
A very painful round, a Game 7 round 11 loss for the LA Thieves.
Tough decision they made there, to say the least. And we're going back there.
Listen, they're trying to get rid of the trauma. They're trying to, you know.
Well, I mean, this was planned. It all comes down to this.
Yeah.
They need to get a repeat performance.
They need to
Game
get past
7.
this to move forward.
I think Hydra would win the 1v3 this time around. Let's take a look at our game most recently played. LA Thieves will force us to a Game 7. Why? Because they are winning in Search and Destroy as well as Controls occasionally. So, Ant, talk me through the wins here. It's a clean 3-0 despite very close rounds.
Yeah, I mean, Thieves are just so clean at Control. Best Control team in the world. We knew that that would be one of their edges coming into this series. And we get to this Hacienda, and it's like, okay, they're within striking distance if you're Vancouver Surge. The problem is, Thieves just played this versus Carolina, and they just know how to spawn traps so well, getting up close and just like cycling and just pressuring you, right? So for Surge, just a lot to deal with. But now, if you're Surge, like Search and Destroy, you've been solid at. You're going to a Skyline, a map that LA Thieves have not loved.
Yeah, it was hallway control for me from the side of LA Thieves. They understand how important this top side of the map is, and this was just, it felt like Surge had kind of lost a little bit of their momentum heading into these respawns. I mean, it's hard, dude, especially when Hydra is shooting like that, 21 and 12 to end this map number 6. I mean, for LA Thieves, you cannot knock their respawn right now, but the Search and Destroy is literally everything. It literally wins championships.
LA Thieves winning both Controls, but it was Vancouver Surge winning the Hardpoints.
Yeah.
Two very close wins in Hardpoints versus blowouts in Control. As you take a look, it was 3-0, 3-0. Your searches, though, we had an LA Thieves round 11 win. We had a round 10 win for Vancouver Surge, and that's what is coming up next, Game 7. Allie, this is nutty.
This is insane. I mean, if you're at LA Thieves too, you're just going back to that vault and you are just kicking yourself in the foot over and over again because of that P4, because we wouldn't even be in this situation. We wouldn't even have to go back to the traumaticness of a Skyline S&D, but they did it themselves.
But it all comes down to Search and clutches, and in the Control, we saw some 1v1s. Can we take a look at some of these big plays?
Yeah, I mean,
can Nasty win it this time around against Hydra?
I mean, it's just an insane map. I mean, we're talking about how good these guys have been in Control, and we get to the Control, and we see just a massive performance out of Envoy on that ball. I mean, the guy absolutely went off, wins a huge 1v1 to close it out at the end, too. And, you know, prior to the last red card Search and Destroy where he goes 3-10, I had him as, like, the MVP of the series, right? Because he just makes so many huge impact plays. But yeah, in the middle chunk of this series, all those vaults going into the red card, insane maps that came down to the wire.
And of course, we had the Hardpoint games. If you missed it earlier, here's what you missed. Very tight scores. Vancouver Surge, a 13-point differential in the most recent map played. Let's take a look at who was frying for the boys in blue.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest, you guys still mad at me of thinking that Vancouver Surge might be better than FaZe right now?
Yeah, mad at you.
We're already to a Game 7 in the same situation we were at the Major. I mean, Vancouver Surge, their Hardpoint, dude, the fundamentals are just so difficult to get past.
This is so tough for Thieves. I mean, they did the hard part. They had killed everybody. They had flipped spawns. They had battled back. And Ghosty dies just a second too early, man. Like, and he spawns all the way out. And in that situation, Surge just capitalized on it. They just bully through the back. They end up breaking in. And there's just not enough time for you to get a good cohesive push if you're LA Thieves. Surge take that map in convincing fashion at the end.
Are we blessed?
We're blessed.
I feel like this is a blessed year of Call of Duty. Game 7s, round 11s. We've already seen one in the first search, a round 10 in the second search. A third one is just a few moments away. Before we jump into this matchup, though, Nameless, give me the crystal ball outlook. Vancouver Surge, end of the year. Where are they?
End of the year. I mean,
because this is the final line. I'm saying they ain't switching up the roster.
We got to see him on land, but I will say I think they commit to this roster because we've seen what
100%.
the potential is. I mean, they could win a championship if they're playing like this. I mean, you look at it, nobody was predicting Surge to come in and win both the hard points in the way that they did, and then also contend in these search and destroys. It's 1-1 right now. We're going into a game 7. Thieves haven't been great on Skyline, but the same can be said about Surge. We've seen it so many times where, like, 0-4, it's not his best map. He doesn't love
not
it,
their
right?
best.
So
I will say
it could get interesting.
They tend to close out the final search and destroys in series very well. They are 5-0, make it 6-0 after their match win earlier today. Allie, hold that thought while you take a look at these highlights from game number 2. This was the round 11 victory, and it all started with Vancouver on red card. Walk me through
All right. Listen, I'm gonna save it. You gotta come back to me right before we hit into that game 7. But yeah, Vancouver Surge, this has just been, their S&D has just been leagues and bounds above the rest of the league, and I think we really saw that, especially just like the adjustments made from the side of Vancouver Surge when LA Thieves tried to work on that pinch, but like their pushes towards this B site, their whole plan is to wolfpack and push out that player in secret and to get that first pick. And I feel like we haven't seen enough teams prioritize that as a group. We've seen individuals go for it, but not as a team.
They just made awesome adjustments. I mean, you talk about like Hydra liking to get all the way around the garage and make a huge play. Scrap pushing up towards Ticket. They back up, they kill Hydra, and then they're like, wait, we were leaving Ticket open. Scrap can probably be here, right? So they take their time, they kill both of them, and like that's just a massive round. When you're man down to be able to win that in that situation, huge, man. Surge is so prepared, nobody's slipping by.
30 seconds till this game kicks off. Let's take a look at where we're at in the series. 3 for LA, 3 for Vancouver, but it's been a split in search and destroy. This final fight will decide it all, Allie.
Listen, the difference between LA Thieves and Vancouver Surge right now is Vancouver Surge actually won the round 11 and Skyline Search and Destroy versus Atlanta FaZe. That's it. Mic drop. That's all I wanted to say.
Skyline is so interesting. We saw the mistakes that LA Thieves made on land versus Atlanta FaZe, and we've seen Vancouver. There's not as much wiggle room for Neptune 04 to get loose. Sorry, guys. I just am so passionate about this.
How about the Vancouver?
You guys go ahead. You guys take it away.
Game started,
You guys take it away.
casters. Come on.
It's a smaller map, man. 04 might not be able to get loose. That's all I'm saying.
Start the game.
Hey, he's got a good point. I think there's very valid ideas that have been shared on both sides, both pros and cons. The biggest thing is there's vulnerabilities, which means that mistakes likely to be made. I think the biggest thing is when you get to a moment like this, the stakes are as high as they possibly could be. Who converts on those potential mistakes that we're about to see? One more time this weekend. Skyline Search and Destroy for our Minor 2 Grand Finals. Thieves, Surge, Jay, who are you feeling?
There's no better words in sports, Alan, than Game 7. I don't really know who I'm feeling in this map because I have no idea. They've been going blow for blow. Even when we step into search and destroys, they're ending in round 11s and they were ending in round 10s. Just a couple mistakes that you cannot allow to happen here. But there is some players who stand out in search and destroy. They love these kind of situations. So far through this series, Hydra, he's been going crazy. 1.13 KD, but Abuza is right there to match him, plus some. Almost 14,000 damage with a 1.23 KD. These guys are having themselves a phenomenal grand finals here at the Minor.
Absolutely the case. And again, I know there are a lot of Thieves fans that are looking at this and saying, perfect. We love to see it. Let's just shake off the PTSD that we have off that round 11 from Madrid. Don't want to see Hydra in the underground. I think that's probably what Nate's just saying right now. But on the other side of things here, I'm really interested to see how Vancouver are going to adapt on this map to what Thieves throw at them. Because let's be honest, like what we saw from Thieves against Vegas was nothing. Like it wasn't. They were just throwing random stuff to see if they can get away with murder. It felt like they didn't. So, I mean, there's not a lot of inspiration to be built off of that, but Vancouver have played this map quite a bit in this minor, and it's gone the distance just about in every single series. They lost a round 10 to Boston. Of course, they won the round 11 versus Atlanta as you look through their pathway to this point. And if you're just joining us here late, I don't know where the heck you've been, but thanks for showing up. It's been a thrilling grand finals. Don't let those 3-0s in control make you feel like they're not worth watching, because all 6 rounds were tremendously close. LA just built a little bit different when we get down to the wire.
Just a little bit more icy and control. The best control team that we have in the game. But search and destroy in a game 7 is what it's all going to come down to. If you are LA, I feel like every single time I watch them on Skyline, they just play way too slow at sometimes. And when you're going up against this Surge roster who has the confidence, who is not afraid to make those kind of aggressive plays, you have to be able to match that. Because versus Atlanta on the side of Surge, they found a lot of success on their attacking side, where they're opening up with first bloods, getting that bomb down, playing to their numbers advantage, and holding strong in their post-plant setups. If you are LA trying to at least allow 35, 40 seconds to go down, that's where even Nameless touched on it. 04 doesn't really have a lot of opportunities to make with how small the map is, but you best believe he's going to take some ground away. You got to be prepared for that.
And you're going to see that, I think, most in particular on offense, where, again, Vancouver have been really, throughout this stage, they've been great. They're 7-4 on attacking rounds, but they're only 3-7 on defensive rounds. They're getting caught a lot trying to play for first bloods. They're also allowing the bomb to go down quite often. So there's a level of how do they play for retake, especially if they're not necessarily coming away with first bloods, because the opposite is true for the side of the Thieves. Not necessarily great on offense. They haven't won an offensive round yet on Skyline, but defensively, they've been pretty darn solid. So there is a level of trying to figure out kind of what they want to do from the offensive side. And I think that's where they, again, we're trying things versus Vegas. They just couldn't find anything that could work.
Yeah, I think if you're the Thieves, it's all about finding your success on that bomb plant.
Yeah,
because we know, like, since they like to take their time, they don't really put that objective down unless they have the numbers advantage or they have the map control in their way. But sometimes you might just have to take that risk, because if they're not showing presence towards Hay, which they've been doing so far through a lot of this Major 2 qualifiers, is that you give me something, I'm going to use it. I'm not going to push through. I'm not going to completely disregard this position that you're not covering. I'm going to use it to the best of my ability to set our team up with it. You got to make sure you're making those decisions pretty quickly, because the adjustments always come in for the side of Vancouver. Enough from us, though, Alan. Let's get into this Game 7, baby. Let's get it going.
Again, it's a David versus Goliath type of story. Vancouver, very much so, discounted until the pickup of Neptune. They were written off as just being in a honeymoon period, but that conversation has swiftly come to an end. They've taken down Atlanta twice. The next in line would have to be LA. Can they find a way to do it? Or will the super team prevail, find themselves a minor championship win, as it will be Vancouver on offense first, already controlling kitchen as LA are working for the bedroom side of the map.
Oh, and Neptune, he knew that they were getting aggressive through that middle map area. Strikes for the first blood. Envoy responds with 2. Abuza evens up the numbers. 2v2, a minute to work with. We have flipped the map.
Clean shots from Ghosty. Does he know that there's going to be a quick wrap around the back? Sure does, but Nasty still wins the gunfight. And now you know that Envoy is coming from the other side of the map, and he will be found out. A brilliant scale through the A site, trying to play over towards that back patio. Vancouver catch Envoy out, and even though he finds 2, he just can't get back to the play.
Yeah, and I love the play call right there from Vancouver. Okay, there's no stuns, there's no nades over towards bar, there's no one showing presence at A. So they're most likely already working behind us. So they take their time. Everyone's guns up. No one's sticking the bomb plant. And then once that first line of contact goes down, with Neptune realizing, okay, there's 2 players over towards bedroom, we find the trades. We get pushed out on the opposite side towards White Plat. And then there's the timing good enough there for Nasty to win the one-on-one. Secures the round there for Surge.
Quick play from the front side of pool here for LA. Gaining entry over towards A. Elected to allow this to happen, though, as Vancouver have voluntarily given this away. They're going to try to play for retake. And look at this setup. You've got Abuza and Nasty playing deep. Both SMGs on top of one another. A little bounce nade goes into Hydra to try to clear out Jim, but they back off of it, and now you've got to go if you're Vancouver.
So got a lot of time to work with, though. And all your attacks in your back pocket. Envoy gains info on at least 1 player deep. One also gets hit by a nade to the front side, but Envoy strikes for the first.
Ghosty up and over, sees the shadow. Envoy able to follow up on the information. Abuza stuck down the middle of the map, and he's got nowhere to go. LA hold the post plant solidly, and again, just being able to get Hydra into Jim first, followed up by Ghosty playing over the top, felt like everything to win middle of the map.
Vancouver played it real safe on their defense. Don't want to make mistakes, especially in a Game 7. But Thieves just using what's given to them. Realize there's no pressure over towards A. Not a single tack gets invested. And we already put Hydra in a position to watch that mid-map area. Let's just get the bomb down, play our post spans. And it works out to perfection to tie the game.
Brilliant round from the Thieves. Vancouver, Abuza already getting a little bit of information on the defense as it has scaled quickly in towards the A site. Envoy already getting over towards bar, and Vancouver will respect that. feeling things out over towards the bedroom side of the map, trying to see if they can maybe take a high ground battle from the staircase, but none are being offered. Does that nade land or check onto Hydra? Yeah, it did. He did get stuck by that stun. A follow-up will come through. He'll be hit by that again, and Vancouver are going to say, well, let's just rotate away from it.
You could already see what it does. At least Ghosty on your mini-map. 04 just flies on in with the Omni movement for the first blood. Ghosty there for the response. Now Thieves players all around you.
Yep, Thieves will be revealed on this long pinch. Vancouver will clear things up from the front, but they've lost their bomb carrier. Scrap, nice shots, but can't finish it off for the kill. And he's going to re-wrap back through vent. Bomb has been collected. 04, get into work immediately on the planet A.
Scrapping a 1v2. Gonna put himself in towards the B site. Yeah, be real quiet when you open up these doors. They're right in front of him.
Oh, and right behind him, he's going to find the first. Free. Now it's just down to the 1v1 with Nasty. Nasty just trying to hold the angle. Scrap up and over again. Doesn't give away any information. 28 seconds on the clock. Nasty on the re-wrap. Does he get the information? Sure does. And no conflict there. Nasty shuts down the potential for the clutch. And we keep it all offense thus far.
And that's another beautifully played round right there out of the Surge. They realize, okay, this early presence over towards this A site, so let's slow it down. Gain the info on the rest of the players. They invest not one, but 2 stuns onto Hydra before they fully commit their way in towards that A site. Because then at that point, all 4 players, the maximum there could be is 3. We have the numbers. You fly on in, you find the first blood. Even though Ghosty was able to be effective on the trade, you just break down their setup and force the repositionings. It allows Vancouver and Nasty to catch the timing in a one-on-one to take the advantage.
Battle this time again over towards A. Trophy system for Abuza to play safely over towards the patio chairs. A little bit of a repinch coming over through the middle of the map. Envoy had stuck though for the plant, so they lose first blood. Neptune getting traded out. Ghosty stays alive if only just barely, but 04 chases him down. 3v2.
Hydra has to make up for it. Hydra, fortunately, is going to get spotted. Gotta hit the repositioning
Good
now.
first.
Envoy finds the first. 04 effective on the trade. Hydra 1v2. Too many players, though, on the side of Vancouver still alive. And that is just a complete difference right there on that defensive round. Last time they double stacked through top hallway, played it patient, allowed that bomb down to go for free. But this time, Neptune and 04 dropped away through bottom mid. Find that first split, even though the bomb gets planted. Just them staying aggressive allows them to find the first blood, find a trade on the Ghosty towards the back end, and keep the numbers in their favor. Vancouver pulling away now.
And Abuza just never lets go of that right side towards the windows around kitchen, just kind of walks through his irons to make sure that LA could not rotate back out, helps those SMGs really commit on that hit through mid, both initially and then again on the retake. 3-1, advantage to Vancouver. Opportunity where Hydra and Envoy are going to play quickly over and up. Ghosty tagged. Nasty backing away. Top bedroom control here for LA. But the bomb gets planted over at A, and Vancouver will just back off and see if they can catch LA trying to rotate through, and they very well may.
And this is where they just got to stall out time. Find a couple kills. Force LA Thieves to put a lot of focus on you to open up this pinch for 04.
It's a big initial win, though. 04 is not going to hit the pinch. He's going to come back over and find Envoy. Same breath, though. Ghosty will also find Neptune. Back now, over towards the A site. Pressure as Scrap has re-cleared out the site itself. 04's seen him and just backs away. He's trying to play the clock. It's going to have to be a 1v2. Scrap knows he's over here. The grass was broken, and Scrap will find him on the corner. What a play initially opened up by Envoy. Vancouver was trying to set up the passive post plant, but it does not work.
That's what it comes down to. Abuza, unfortunately, was only able to take down one on that pinch, but there were multiple players from the Thieves trying to locate where he was. And I thought all 4 played it beautiful. Like, you even hit the glass for Scrap to turn around, but if Abuza would have been able to at least put himself back into the play and get past the line of sights there from Ghosty, they're able to successfully walk away with that round. But the first blood in favor of Envoy puts them in a man advantage. You get the read, you isolate onto the rest. And then Scrap just realized, okay, 04, you were here? Yeah, you're definitely still in this corner. 3-2 now.
2-2 split off here for LA on this offensive end. Vancouver going quickly with all 4 members trying to contest over towards A, including a deep Semtex. But look at the space that Hydra's already taken. No contact, though, for Vancouver. Has them tracking back to at least hold the line behind Piano. But Hydra has seen one on the cross. Like a little bit of damage is in. 04 trying to slide away. Has kept his life for now. But the follow-up from Envoy is perfect for the first 2. Nasty for 1, but he only gets 1. And it would have to be a 1v3 ace.
Wait a minute. Is he hacking? Like, gets the info on at least the first player, not able to find the kill, though. Would have gave himself a better chance here, clutching up in this round. But now we're holding head glitches. Now we're setting up crossfires. LA Thieves able to tie the game up. And I think that was due to what Hydra was able to get done. You sneak your way in towards bottom gym. They don't watch you cross when they're aggressive over towards bar. So just putting out shots, even though he doesn't find the kill, sets up Envoy for a free double. And you instantly get the objective down. And you tie the game up.
Massive bounce back in the last 2 for LA. These search and destroys have been tense every single round. The chess game continues to develop in multiple dimensions. Hydra Envoy again, holding hands that they once more make a play through the middle of the map. Scrap up top, trying to allow them to do this. Nasty trying to back away. He's being chased though, and Envoy will find his 4th straight elimination. Hydra, get a second, unbelievable. And all of a sudden, it's just down to a boozer for what would have to be a 1v4.
And this time, any of these players are not going to give him that one-on-one isolation gunfight. Gonna have 50 seconds to work with. Hydra overextends a little bit. Down to 1v2, a better chance for Abuza.
And he's found himself a jackal to work with, has scrap in his sights, but falls back off the gunfight. Ghosty will track over to at least double up with Scrap. A chance for Abuza to possibly collect the bomb. Timing would be everything here. Scrap is currently watching the cross from Hot Tub. But I think Abuza gets across. Yeah, he sure does. Just comes down to can he collect the bomb? See Scrap, a couple of shots are in. Abuza's going to stick for the plan. He's going to get a chance to reset this to a 1v2.
Essentially going to get on out. Nothing is going to connect onto him.
Here we go.
Thieves have no idea where he went.
Tags are open, but no! Ghosty re-slides, re-chows, finds the quick kill. And now it's an advantage to the Thieves with 3 in a row.
It's a big round right there. Vancouver need to make some adjustments, man. That's 3 times or 4 times where Thieves just take the map that they're giving. They're realizing not a single player from Vancouver are contesting through top hallway, so they consistently are sending their SMGs through their angles. And if they are finding early success, that is shutting down all of the game plan on the side of Surge. Envoy again strikes for the first blood, but Hydra drops down through the middle to find a double. Sets up Abuza in a 1v4. Turns it into a 1v2, but stands no chance. Thieves, advantage.
Nades over the top here for Thieves, looking to go quickly over towards A. Oh, and they see Abuza backing away. What are they going to do with that information? They're going to go for the plant and then track backwards. They know if Abuza's playing by himself deep, there's likely a pinch on the way. So they're set up to try to deal with this, but 04 is going to cuff this back through mid. Tag down to 1 bullet. Stays alive, if only just barely. Neptune trying to cover him. What a save from Neptune. Now they got to scale forward, pushing out. They get Envoy. Scrap is pushed off his angle. Ghosty watching the mid.
Wait a minute.
Hydra's able to find a kill. And a follow-up from Hydra. It's just down to Nasty. Able to find one. 17 seconds. Ghosty trying to watch for the cross. Oh! Ghosty gets the perfect greed. And LA take a massive advantage here in map 7.
That is 4 rounds in a row, but the last one is the best. A 2v4 clutch there out of Ghosty and Hydra. Both players were on the complete opposite sides of the map. It was all on the individual gunny. Ghosty responds with the first 3v2. Hydra with the perfect angle, 2v2, but then Hydra striking for 2. Turns it into a one-on-one, and Nasty just doesn't have a lot of time to work with. You know you got to find him and secure the defuse, but Ghosty in a perfect position to put his team at game point.
And they have got 2 RCs if they want to play with it. And here we go again. This time, Nasty gets the read. That's the adjustment that you wanted to see, Jay. First blood tallied. LA not going to get away with that high ground shenanigans again. But Neptune, he's going to try to play forward into the elevator shaft, and Envoy makes it an immediate 3v3.
Yeah, that's just not necessary right there out of Mr. Neptune. Now you give them an opportunity to catch the timing on the site. 3v1, all left up to Nasty.
Can he find anything for free? Shots over the top, not gonna happen. Scrap for the win. And the super team built to win championships finally secures it here in Minor 2.
My guy Nate Shaw was holding on for dear life in his seat. Another game 7 on the skyline. We watch this team at Major 1 fall short in around 11. You put some practice in on the back end. You start taking advantage of what they are giving you. But the rounds right there from LA, just way too clean. Envoy gets 4 bomb plants. He also gets 4 first bloods. Yep. There's no bigger round than that 2v4, man. Vancouver are going to be beating themselves up about it. They're also going to be beating themselves up because they waited so damn long to make the adjustment to actually send someone towards top plat to contest the SMGs. But in that final round, if you're Neptune, we cannot do that, my friend. You know that you have the numbers advantage. Let's just back on up and play the trades with our team. But LA Thieves find him. They catch the time and to work their way back in towards the A site to catch the bomb planner.